Hi, this is Ed from Washington, D.C. Today's episode of the One Piece podcast is sponsored by Kolektakon, your source for One Piece Mega House merchandise. Check them out at kolektakon.com/One Piece.
This is the unofficial One Piece podcast, episode 314 for the week of Monday, April 21st, 2014. My name is Zach.
And my name is Ed.
And my name is Steve.
On today's show, we have very special guest, Stephen Paul. Hey, Stephen.
Hey, guys. What is up?
Not much. We have a really big show today, and you're in it a lot. I'm really excited about that. Also with us... what name do you want to be? Cody, the person who really helped make One Piece Podcast Japan happen and who really helped make Greg Coming to America happen. So, hey, Cody, how's it going?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Good. We got a really long show today. We have a call-in show that ranks in at about 90 minutes long, so we have all that. Plus, we have a trivia, going through the trivia book. And
as well as plenty of trivia during the call-in segment.
And after the show, there's a lot of trivia. That's all you need to know. It's if you're a big trivia fan, this will be great. And if you really like listening to fans' opinions, this is also a great episode for you. In addition to that, we have an anime recap and a Toonami recap. Steve, you're going to be at some conventions soon, and you just were at a convention. You want to tell us about what's happening?
I was just at Awesome Con this weekend in Washington, D.C. with the dude. And this coming weekend, I'll be at Zenkai Con in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And then Anime Central in Rosemont, Illinois, next month in May, where there's a panel.
Cool. Make sure to visit that panel. We also will be at Anime Expo in July. Steve, is it definite you're going?
I can't say it's definite yet.
Okay. But we definitely have people who will be there hosting a panel. We hope Steve will be one of them, but we can't say that for sure, as we've just learned. And I think that's all for our convention schedule. The 5th anniversary for our podcast is on May 31st, so it's coming up pretty soon, around a month away. We have a lot of really cool stuff planned for you. If there's a guest or someone you would like to have on the show, please let us know. We want people that you really enjoyed having on the show to come back. And, already plans are being made and crafted. And we have a really cool thing planned for that. And we'll also be doing some stuff this summer to celebrate our 5th anniversary. Hopefully that'll all come together as well. We'll hopefully reveal a little bit more about that later, probably in the summer. Also, if you want a little bit of an update on One Piece Podcast Japan, you may hear it in this episode. I've been getting a lot of questions about it. Short answer, though, we are currently working on it and waiting for approvals. That process unfortunately takes a little while, but we want to get it to you. It's not for lack of wanting or for lack of trying. And we'll keep you updated on that, hopefully for the next few episodes. I think without further ado, we could get into the podcast. Are you guys ready?
Actually, Zach, I think I should probably mention this at the top of the show as well, even though with the way we're recording this, we've mentioned it before.
Yes.
But this is going to be my last regular episode on the podcast for quite some time. I'm going to be off for about 4 months to go and take the bar exam and become a real-life lawyer, just like Zach did last year. So
I don't know if I'm a real-life lawyer, but I am technically a lawyer. No, it's a journey.
Mm-hmm. So it's, I just want to say goodbye to all you guys. Even at the top of the show, you have me for the rest of this episode. Then we have to say goodbye at the end. But you guys, people who listen to the show, make it all worthwhile for me. And I'll be looking forward to coming back to you all around Otakon. So thank you for all the good times. I will remember them fondly when I'm miserable studying for the bar.
And if you need a moment, you could listen to us, maybe.
I might try and make an appearance or two.
Yeah, and that would also be awesome, especially as we head into our 5th anniversary. When we created the podcast, Ed.
Yeah.
The two of us. in Raleigh.
That's right.
/ Virginia. Okay, so I guess we could get into the show and make this Ed's swan song until August.
All right.
Here we go. Okay, everyone, this is a big deal. We are going to be giving away a free Doflamingo Portrait of Pirates courtesy of Kolektakon. As usual, this episode is sponsored by Kolektakon. You can find them at kolektakon.com/onepiece. You can get a lot of different POPs. This one, I believe, is sold out. This is the last one they have. We are giving it out. You could have a chance to win this. And this is all you got to do. This is all you have to do to win a free POP. This is a Tumblr contest. So, Steve, you've been talking about we need to get on Tumblr more. I think this is a really good opportunity for everyone involved. First off, if you don't follow Kolektakon on Tumblr, go to blog.kolektakon.com to check it out. And follow them on Tumblr. Just search for them, you'll find them. It's KOLEKTAKON. This is all you got to do. Make an entry. This is going to be a GIF. You can make your own GIF. You could use existing materials, but it needs to be yours. That's the big thing. You can't take it from someone else. So make your own GIF. If you can, put your name like in the actual GIF to show that it's from you. If you can't do that, then we'll use the honor system. Make sure that the post includes this. This will all be on our description, so you can copy and paste this and use it as you need. Say it's entry for One Piece Podcast Kolektakon Contest. Then you put the entry in. So the title, again, entry for One Piece Podcast Kolektakon Contest. Then please include a URL to the One Piece Podcast, so onepiecepodcast.com. Include a URL to Kolektakon at kolektakon.com and hashtag it OPPX Kolektakon. Again, to spell Kolektakon is KOLEKTAKON. So let me do this quickly. Title, entry for the One Piece Podcast Kolektakon Contest. Then your entry, the URL, the website address for the One Piece Podcast and Kolektakon, and then hashtag it OPPX Kolektakon. Cool? So, you guys excited for this contest?
Well, I'm not, because I'm not going to win anything.
I'm excited for all of you out there in podcast.
I was going to say, but I'm excited for the rest of you for a chance to win these really sought after One Piece figures. Yeah,
I've got one POP. That's enough for me. But maybe you guys will enjoy it. They look really nice.
And people have been making like really cool GIFs of like the manga and stuff, and the anime that I haven't seen before in like very unique ways. So I'm kind of curious to see what people put together. I think that's everything. So don't forget to go to kolektakon.com/onepiece. And I think we could go into the next segment, unless you guys have any other POP-related things you want to say.
Nope.
I guess that's a no. Okay. Let's go into it.
POPs are awesome.
Thank you, Kolektakon.
Thank you.
You're saying it as if you're...
Yeah, I know. I'm saying it like as I am the Kolektakon.
You are the Kolektakon.
Kneel before Kolektakon.
This is the Piece Together segment where we take your questions, comments, and theories and put them together. Today we have a nice and long Piece Together segment because we're going to have call-ins from you guys as we record our segment. So we'll be interrupted pretty frequently, hopefully. Joining us for this Piece Together segment, we have Ed and Steve, of course. Hey, guys.
I am excited and ready.
That sounds incredible. We also have very special guest, as always, Steven.
Hey guys, what's up? This is the first time I've been on the call-in segments.
Oh, really? And you have
I think
something
so.
special prepared for us, right?
Yeah, so if you recall last week, this is going to be the day the episode where I go through the 500 quiz book that Greg was involved in, and I picked out a bunch of questions for a different segment that where I'm going to go over the book. But
The next segment, yes.
I have it on hand, so I just figure when people call in, we'll say, "Hey, do you want to answer a random trivia question?" And I'll just flip through the book and stop at a random page, and then surprise them with the question. Well, we can ask them if they want to do it or not, I guess.
We also have the dude is joining us for the first time in a while. Hey, dude.
Yeah. Hi, Zach and company. How are you?
Good.
Good. I also am good.
And we also have Cody, who's joining us. What was the title I gave you last time? I forgot. Donator-in-Chief or something along those lines.
Something along those lines.
So it's great to have all of you guys here. We're going to be getting calls, hopefully starting soon. Here's our first call right now.
All right.
Hey, you're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you from?
Hey, I'm Bendik Johansen. I'm from Norway.
Nice to have you on.
We see you on Twitter so much. It's nice to actually talk to you.
Yes, it's nice to be on.
Well, what's your question?
If you guys were pirates in the One Piece world, what would your bounty be, and why would you have it?
Oh man.
So I guess the big question is who would have the 50 berry bounty?
Yeah.
Fire Crouch.
Well, it'd be more like all
true,
of our bounties in total would be 50 berries. So from there, I don't know, 10?
I don't know. I'd be like that if I were in like a medieval world. I'd be like that kid who bakes pies on Game of Thrones. I just want to hang back in the inn and not go on any adventures.
Well, the question is, would any of us really be, dangerous? Not, I guess, in the sense of, being strong, but in the sense of being conniving or, against a government.
Someone would place a bounty on my head because someone left some food on the table, and I thought, oh, I'll eat this. No one's name's on it. And they're like, hey, who ate my food?
You've done that to me before, Steve. Yes. Definitely have done that.
Then I would have to run away. And
History's greatest monster, Steve.
Food eater, Steve Yurko.
I am a bastard.
Does that...
Well,
yeah, Steven.
I was going to say according to the 500 quiz book, my bounty is 274,400,000 berries.
How did you come up with that?
That was my score. That was my score. In the quiz.
Showing One Piece trivia. They
Yes,
want
that's
him
right.
dead. It's too much about devil fruits. Kill him.
So speaking of which, Bendik, I have the book on hand, and I will flip to a random page and ask you a random trivia question if you want. Would you like to do that?
Yeah.
All right. Okay,
Right on.
here we go. Flip.
Never heard any of these
All right.
before. This will be interesting.
me neither.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right. Okay, here we go. This is a multiple choice question. When did Nami wear glasses? 1, Whiskey Peak. 2, Enies Lobby. Or 3, Skypia? This is worth 500. This is worth 500,000 berries. So
Come on, man. Come on.
You want to know
Choose
your bounty?
Yeah,
Either 0 or 500,000.
Enies Lobby.
Oh, it's Skypia.
Damn it.
They're going to the beach.
See, I would have said Whiskey Peak. I don't know why.
I don't know.
I just pictured her by the
I guess
beach.
Skypea, but that was just kind of a lucky guess.
I knew what it was.
Yep, me too.
Smartass.
Oh, you artists are you have an advantage.
It wasn't an artist thing. I just
okay.
remember her wearing glasses.
Bendik, thanks so much for calling in. And
Thanks for
maybe
having me
if we do this again, you could try again to get a bounty. So thank you, Bendik.
Yeah. It's not school tomorrow, so I could join. That's the only reason.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the time difference.
Yeah.
It's fun
Hope you're
to.
having a
Actually
good
be.
holiday.
Yeah, I've had. Goodbye.
All right.
I think I more abruptly hung up on him. Of course, during that, we had around 4 phone calls. And now, if you know how this usually works, no one is calling. But we have a lot of built-up questions. Why don't we start with Reddit? And we'll definitely be interrupted in the middle of one of these questions. I'll try and find a short one.
And we will the longer you continue to set it up.
Here we go, another call.
Hey.
Hey, you're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you from?
Hey, Zach. My name's Daniel Vennard. I'm from Ontario, Canada.
Ah.
And I have a couple questions.
Cool. Shoot.
First one is from the last manga chapter, and I was wondering, a theory on the birdcage that I just came up with for the past couple of days was, when Doflamingo uses his string abilities to control like King Riku and the soldiers to kill the residents of Dressrosa.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe that the birdcage ability might be like a mass of strings, like controlling the island of people?
What do you guys think?
That seems really likely. I mean, when you think about what a birdcage looks like, Oda doesn't name attacks for things that they don't look like.
Well, except Zoro.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Zoro, some of them, they don't look like the food that they're named after. I don't know.
It's about the way they slice it, I think.
Yeah, I think that's probably right.
But no, I think it's because the castle is in the center of this island, so a bunch of strings are going to go out and go like all the way around the island and like control people, or I don't know, maybe kill people.
Yeah, like maybe
it'll be a prison. Maybe it'll enclose the island. I'm not entirely sure but it will look like a birdcage.
I hope it's not. Well, I kind of hope it's not literally just a birdcage made out of string. Try and get
that
out
would
of
be
this
pretty crappy. Exactly. Yeah. Another question that I have for you guys is his power, the string ability. Has it been confirmed that it's a Logia, or is it more of like a Paramecia?
I don't think it's been confirmed, but I think it'd be really dumb if it was a Logia.
I agree.
Yeah,
you think so? Yeah.
It seems like a Paramecia, but it hasn't really been confirmed.
We've seen no indication that his body is actually made of strings at any point. He just seems to be able to control them all over the place. So I think that's the key part of being a Logia, is that you turn into the thing that your fruit power. So unless he is able to dodge stuff like Ace was, or by turning into strings, I don't think that's. I think Paramecia is the most likely.
Now,
okay, and last.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay, I was just going to ask. Last question was. I was wondering if anyone is from the podcast is actually coming up to Anime North this year in May.
See, I've been considering it, but someone has to come with me, and no one so far has volunteered to do that.
Oh, excuse me, Zach. Hold on. I need to take a shit real quick. Oh, hey, it's a roll of 100s. Yeah, let me shove it in your mouth now.
Wow, intense.
You dick.
No, not you, but in general.
If you want to pay for me to come, I would totally go.
Is it Jason that lives in Miami?
Jason lives in Tampa.
Tampa now.
Oh, Tampa. You should get him to come up, because I know it's cheap to fly up there, right?
It's actually relatively cheap. I was looking compared to a lot of places.
It's Tampa, not Miami. There's a huge cultural difference between the two.
Yeah, I'm sure it's very expensive to leave because everyone wants to get out of Florida.
How many of you guys live up by Ontario?
I'm in DC, so pretty far south.
Sam.
I'm in New York.
I'm the furthest north of New York City, so I guess me.
I might be close. Yeah.
Okay. It's still hours away.
A couple hours, yeah, like 8 hours, 9 hours. Anyway, guys,
I do have a lot of cons. I know me and Zach have talked.
Yeah. I'm sorry to put you. I didn't mean to be a complete.
No, that's what you do, Zach. I don't know. I would really like to. I've been meaning to go to Anime North, I think, for years, but I am going. I do plan on going to Expo, so right there, that's kind of like
Fan Expo.
Please go. Yeah, Anime Expo. That's where all the.
Oh, Anime Expo. Okay.
Yeah, in
Los
Angeles.
Is going to go. So.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's during Prime Bar study for me. So
wait, before
not this year.
Before you go, Steven, you have a question.
So yes, this is also our trivia episode where we're going over Greg's Japanese book of One Piece trivia, and if you would like, I can give you a random question from a random page.
That would be sick. Let's do this.
All right. Okay. Good. All right, here we go. Okay, this will be a Zoro-themed question.
And for how many berries is it for?
My favorite character, okay. So here we go.
All right. All right, if he's your favorite, all right, now the gauntlet has been thrown. All right, I'm going to give you a top level. This is worth 3 million berries. This is
wow.
They have 3 levels of questions, and that's the highest one. What is the name of Zoro's dojo master from when he was a kid?
Oh, crap. His master's name?
Yeah. Queen is dad.
Queen is dad.
Right.
Give me a second here.
To be fair, I don't know this either, so.
It's totally sensei.
Give me a second. I have it on top of my tongue. It's like something, isn't it?
I'm gonna have to give you a 5-second countdown.
If I would say
Koshiro.
You got it.
He got it.
That's it.
Wow.
Okay, good.
As he flipped through the pages of Deep Blue. Only a second.
As I flipped through the pages of Deep Blue, no. I wish I had it. Oh,
spoke
God.
It just so happens that I could read kanji.
Yeah, no kidding.
No, I believe you.
Thanks for calling in, man. We appreciate
Yeah,
it.
we'll see you guys later.
Thank you.
Looking forward to hearing the episode. Also, looking forward to see the picture that Steve's drawing of Sanji for the collaboration.
Yes, I'm back home.
That's gonna be sick.
I gotta. Oh God, the pressure's on now.
Nice.
I gotta let Virul know that I'm still doing that. But thank you.
Yep. Good luck, guys. We'll see you later.
Thank you.
All right, later.
Bye.
Bye.
Now it has to be good.
Hey,
I was
Steven.
gonna just draw it like the wanted poster.
The stick figure.
Yeah, what's up?
What was the cost of the last question? So I can tally my bounty here.
That was a 3 million berry question.
I mean the Nami wearing glasses one.
we have another call coming in.
That was
So
the
why don't we take
The Nami
that?
one was 50.
Why don't we take this call?
Okay.
You're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, One Piece Podcast. My name is Josh, and I'm actually calling from Indiana.
Oh, hey. Well, how's it going?
It's going okay. I actually just got off work and got on Twitter and saw you guys were doing the call-in show.
Perfect. What's your question? Yeah.
Well, actually, it's more of a comment. Several weeks ago, you guys were talking about new crew members for the Straw Hat crew and what position they would fill. I think Power Monkey was one.
Oh, yeah.
But I thought you guys missed the obvious one. If we're going to have a character join the crew, it's got to be Bartolomeo as a cabin boy. As a total fanboy cabin boy. He fits that role perfectly.
I know Cabin Boy was thrown around, and I think Momonosuke was kind of mentioned.
I was really hoping for a Tontada crew member a little bit in my heart.
Or maybe Kobe quits and becomes the cabin boy.
Because it's like things aren't going well for him in the Marines right now. Isn't he a captain now? Captain Kobe?
He's a captain.
The least fearsome Marine name ever.
Captain Kobe.
Captain Kobe.
I feel like if Bartolomeo was on the crew, a little bit of him would probably go a long way. Like his shtick would get old after a while.
Well, and also, he would ultimately be disappointed because you never want to meet your heroes.
No, you don't. Like, I forget who it was. Patton Oswalt was talking about meeting Martin Mull, and apparently he's like, wasn't as cool as he had envisioned.
See,
yes, because Martin Mull reeks of awesomeness.
That's why it's nice to just watch cartoons. Your heroes are non-existent.
All right, so Steven, he may not have had a question, but you have one, right?
Yeah, so this is also our trivia episode. I have Greg's book of trivia, and if you would like to answer a random trivia question, I can give one to you.
Sure, I got about a 50-50 chance. I'm caught up in the manga, but not in the anime. I'm watching with the Toonami dub, so I'm missing a huge part of the manga storyline. But shoot.
Okay, all right. Well, they're different. They go from hard to easy, so I can give you like a medium or an easy one if you want.
Sure, go medium.
Medium. All right. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Here's a chopper one. How many minutes does the Rumble Ball work?
Shoot, I should know this.
Nothing fancy, just a plain
with,
old. Yeah, plain old answer.
I'm going to go with 3 minutes.
That's correct. That is a 500,000 berry answer. So there you go. You got a bounty.
Oh, awesome!
You're on the board.
Thanks for calling.
And if you guys don't mind, I do have one question. One real question. Jinbei is supposed to have joined the crew after Fishman Island, but he hasn't actually been on the ship yet. Is he going to be more of a VV type crew member, that he's a crew member in spirit, but he'll never actually be on the Sunny?
It's kind of the question, isn't it?
I'm leaning toward that.
But in the Fishman Island context, we have the characters who are supposed to be the Vivi of Fishman Island. We have the three brothers, and we have the rest of the royal family of Shirahoshi and them. I don't think that Jinbei is as indispensable to Fishman Island as Vivi was to Alabasta. And in fact, it might do Fishman Island a good thing if Jinbei left. So I think there's more likely that he joins permanently than it was with Vivi.
Thanks for calling in, though. We have another call coming in, so thanks.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Hello, you're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Sai.
Oh, hey, Sai. How's it going?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I wanted to wish you guys happy Easter since you guys keep calling on holidays.
We do that.
Or close to them. Yeah. I did have
the One Piece podcast, it's like a crappy retail job. We always work holidays.
I think we only work holidays now.
What?
At least you guys seem to be having fun. A question. If you guys were on a pirate ship, what roles and duties would you have?
Let's go down the line.
Zach?
Me? I guess I'd have to be the captain, right? Aren't I the boring one here?
Oh,
I mean,
I call mutiny.
I've been the first mate this entire time. I'm not going to change that now.
All right, so what's Steve then? I guess that's the first big question.
I can't answer it. Other people have to answer for other people.
That's, I think, a good idea. So I guess Firecrouch we determined was the cabin boy already.
Oh, so I guess I just don't get an answer then.
No, so we don't know. Oh, so Steve, go ahead.
That is right, Steve. Moving on.
That's what you get for having a mutiny against me. Come on, Steve.
I don't know.
Steve is the chief aesthetic officer. See, it made it sound all fancy.
Yes. I don't know.
Steven, what are you?
What am I? You guys have to do it for me.
Archaeologist.
Yeah.
I was thinking archaeologist. I was going to think, like, whatever a PR guy was back in the day.
Well, I am a translatosaurus, so.
You'd probably handle parlay and all that stuff.
The negotiator?
Yes.
Dude, you're the musician, obviously.
Obviously.
I don't know. Anyone else?
Yeah.
I'm the filler kid on the boat.
Yes. You're annoying kid. My mommy and daddy and blah 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 and blah blah blah, and the villain were tied in a backstory and this is gonna go on for 13 episodes. It's like, oh, compelling.
Steven.
Oh,
you have a question for Sai?
Yeah.
Sure. We're doing the Greg's trivia book segment on this episode, so I will offer to ask you a random trivia question if you would like to be put on the spot.
Sure. I'm pretty good at remembering random trivia.
Right.
Okay. Actually, here, how about this? The book is divided up into sections. So if you have a particular straw hat or a sort of general topic like creatures or ships or weapons or whatever, I can flip to that section and give you a random one from that.
Just give me a random straw hat.
Random straw hat. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's give you a Luffy question. All right. Easy or hard or medium?
Medium.
Medium. All right. Okay. For 500,000 berries. Let's see here. What was the after beating Arlong when Kokoyashi Village was having its celebratory feast? What food did Luffy go off looking for?
Oh, it was the melon thing.
Close enough. All right, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. Raw ham melon.
Yeah, that's the thing. He kept going off, and then he met Genzo at the grave.
That is correct.
Is this where the raw ham melons are?
You got to dig it up.
Damn it.
Extra raw.
Those are tangerines.
Before we let Sai go, I do definitely, and we'll mention this a bunch of times in the podcast, I'm sure. I want to thank Sai on the air for the crazy hard work she did putting in that she put into making a color spread of all of us, which you can now see on Facebook, Twitter, and her DeviantArt, amongst other places. So I do want to give a big thanks for that.
Yeah, that was
thank you.
awesome.
You guys flatter me. I just wanted to draw you something because I drew something for Steve for his birthday, so I wanted to be fair.
Where's my color spread?
For a color spread.
I didn't know it was going to
I
get
only
so
got
crazy.
a free drawing for being me.
I drew your Sonic parody thing.
I know. I remember. Shut up.
You'll have to
Thank
wait
you.
till next year.
Son of a bitch.
Thanks, Sai, for calling in. And,
Thank you, Sai.
Hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
All right.
Thank
Adios,
you.
guys, and again, happy Easter.
Thank you.
Happy
Thank you.
Easter.
Mazel tov.
Adios.
Bye-bye.
So, of course, again, we have gotten 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 calls in the time that we were on that last call, and now silence.
Back's my son.
Oh, wait, no, we do have someone. It's just been going nonstop.
That's good.
Hey, you're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you from? And does your microphone work?
Hello? We lost you.
You can try calling back soon, I guess, since it's not working. Okay, so I guess we'll wait.
Major Tom.
I think that was Yonko Productions, which I'm learning how to pronounce.
Like him.
Yonko.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny how we picked up on that just with a bah? It's like, got Yonko Productions.
Zach, do we have any?
Let's see if we could get one question in here. This is from Reddit. Steven, when are you going to reach... Oh, wait, we have a call.
All right.
Let's just do
Oh,
that.
man.
It was for Steven, too. Hello, you're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you from?
Hi, my name is Jose. I'm from Miami.
Oh, God
This
damn
guy
it.
sounds like a dick.
Oh, this
guy.
What an asshole.
Shouldn't you be working on something?
Yeah. All right, I'll go now.
I was going to make a joke. I thought you were going to say, no. It's like, One Piece Podcast Goes to Japan is done. I'm like, okay, we'll get started on that sequel.
Sure. Just join the Kickstarter fund at kickstarter.com or whatever. Anyways,
That's
I'm
not
always
a real
here.
Kickstarter.
Whatever.
Just so the fans know.
Since I'm always here with a OPP Japan update, I thought I'd just go ahead and give one. So Zach and you guys have actually sent me all your notes, and we're making the final touches to the film. Just waiting on Greg at this point, and then we're going to send it off for approvals, and the film should be out hopefully before the end of the month. No promises.
Fingers are crossed.
And also, we do have the audio commentary. That is done.
With the older footage.
Yeah, it's the Anime Boston cut, so it's going to be different from the...
Hey, you'll get to see what it used to look like.
You'll get to see what it used to look like. I think we're going to make that exclusive for Kickstarter supporters, because there's probably some stuff in there that wasn't
At least at
approved.
first, yeah. Probably, yeah.
Some of that stuff was like, hey, you got to take that out. And so we'll see. We'll see what actually gets seen.
Steven, do you have a question for Jose? Yeah.
Let's put him on the spot.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, yeah, well, Jose, I know you are a trivia master of One Piece.
He also hasn't
Here.
he's also missing a large part of the second half of the story.
Yeah, well,
So it's perfect.
I wear a chopper hat all the time. Is that who you're thinking of?
yeah, no, this is, in fact, I think you may have written this book then in that case.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is from Greg's trivia book. And since I know Jose is just right on top of this stuff, I'm going to go straight to the expert section, which is at the very back of the book. And here we go. Let's see. The world government flag has a particular symbol. What does that stand for?
That is not
It is a cross. It is a cross symbol with 5 circles. What does that stand for?
I could make an Easter joke, but that would be in poor taste. No,
You've seen this.
No. Poor taste is asking how Jesus eats Skittles. That's poor taste.
Oh.
So it's a cross with circles?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so it's crap. I don't know. This is the guy who edited OPP Japan, guys. Way to make me look like an asshole who doesn't know what he's talking about.
Steven, you want to give the answer?
Oh, can I take a stab at it?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
dude.
Yeah. Please.
Yeah, Does it represent the 5 Elder Stars?
Oh, can I try then?
No, that is not correct.
I was going to say the
think
7 Warlords, but that's not right. I know that's not
I
right.
think it's something with the Alliance of Nations or something.
Nope.
I
know the
answer too.
Steven, just tell us the answer.
No,
Okay, yeah. There are 5 circles. It stands for the kingdoms from the 4 blue seas in the Grand Line joined together in the World Government Alliance.
It's only the second question I knew.
Damn it!
I wasn't thinking.
You were so
kingdoms.
close.
I was thinking of the seas, though. I don't know if that's
Right.
still
Right, yeah, that's what I thought too.
Does that still count?
I thought it had to represent like people, but maybe people hadn't been introduced to yet. I don't know. That's clearly why I'm not a One Piece trivia expert, and I don't go live in
You should
Japan.
have asked him for one to Jose.
Jose, I'm going to have to kick you off now because we've been getting like 30,000 calls while you've been, not getting that question correct. Come on, Jose.
Yeah.
Well,
Thanks,
sorry.
Jose. Thanks for
Thanks for
fucking up this
OPP
call.
Japan, I guess. What? Screw that.
Sorry, one last thing. The
Yeah.
Anime Boston panel is coming eventually. Look for that next month.
Oh, and the Toonami Faithful podcast at podcast.toonamifaithful.com.
Please listen to that. We have a good show tonight.
Okay. Thank you, Jose.
Right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, so we got 4, 8, 12, at least like 18 calls in that time.
wow.
It just keeps going. I think it's because I announced it way ahead of time this week. Or because we've been doing slightly better in the podcast in general. Okay, let's try this again. Steven, this is from Tapionsky. Steven, when are you going to retranslate the old One Piece volumes? Okay, you hold on to that thought because we have a call.
I will.
Yes.
Okay.
Steven, when? And we have a new caller.
You're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Justin from San Diego.
Hey, nice to have
excellent.
you on.
Hello.
Howdy.
Right on. What's your question?
San Diego.
Well, I just wanted to tell you guys about how freaking awesome Anime Kanji was because there was some One Piece stuff there. I
Good
thought
to
I'd
hear.
let you guys know.
It's good to hear.
Right on.
There was Usako, who was the Ace cosplayer guy, and he was amazing. So I tried talking to him with like the incredibly small amount of Japanese I know, and talking about the new chapter that came out last week. And as soon as he started to understand what I was talking about, he was just all like, oh, Sabo, and then he did like a punch thing.
Nice.
Made me laugh so hard. But One Piece is his life. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Right on.
So he flew out to a con from Japan just to cosplay there?
Yeah, it was like his debut in America. I don't know how cosplaying works as a profession.
Yeah, it's beyond me as well.
Yeah. But yeah, so he was there, and it was the first time he ever had an autograph session. So he did that, and he'd never done it before, which is really interesting.
Right on. Steven, do you have a question for this man?
Oh, sure, yeah. So we're also doing a trivia section on this, and I have a book full of One Piece trivia questions, and if you want to be put on the spot, I can ask you a random question.
Dude, I can totally do that because I have the book.
You do?
The 500 one?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I know. Except for I don't speak Japanese, but
Oh, perfect. This will be perfect then.
All right. Okay, here we go. Let's see. I'm going to ask you... All right. I'm going to ask you a Frankie question.
Ooh.
Let's see. I'm try to get a good one here. Okay. Man. All right. Here we go. I'm going to give you a hard one. All right.
Ooh, okay.
This is going to be hard. All right. Frankie, how many people are in the Frankie family?
Oh.
Whoa.
There's no way I'd actually know that offhand.
I guess you can just guess a number, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna guess 100.
All right.
Steven, what is the answer?
It is 51.
It's not as far as you think. Yeah.
It was a good round number. It was just the wrong round number.
Very
I
close,
guessed
though.
50. I was one off.
Yeah.
Hey, one last thing I want to ask you guys about Film Z coming out with Funimation's release of it. So I was thinking about casting of the new characters, and Zed is the only one who I actually think I thought of somebody who'd be perfect for the role. And Michael McConaughey, who's the voice of Admiral Charles from Code Geass, he, I think, does the best big, threatening old man voice out of anybody I know in voice acting.
And you also have to count on the fact that character in Japanese was originated by my favorite, Norio Wakamoto.
Oh, that was Norio Wakamoto?
Yeah. Yes. So I think anyone if he can do Wakamoto justice, I think he can do Zed.
Yeah.
And although you have to play up the sort of the emotional side of Zed a little bit more than I think. And Wakamoto's become a little bit of a caricature of himself in the last.
Yeah.
And the characters he plays aren't helping. So, yeah, I think he could probably pull that off.
Yeah, and for the other characters, I mean, Ein could be practically anybody. I think from Funimation, any female voice actresses. I don't think there's really a set voice they'll need for that. But Bins, I was thinking about, and I couldn't think of anybody at Funimation. But I mean, Charlie Day, the actor, could probably pull off a mean Bins voice.
I'd love for us to get real actors.
Yeah, one day maybe.
But one day I just don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Well, what I do know is that in the Dragon Ball GT movie, one of the side villains in it was voiced by Peter Mayhew, who's Chewbacca in Star Wars,
Yeah, I did
which
hear
is
about
the
that.
craziest voice actor trivia.
That'd be awesome.
I don't know what his actual voice even sounds like. Oh, right. I forgot. How could I have forgotten that? So thank you for calling in.
Hey, yeah, I'll listen to the episode tonight to hear how awful I sounded.
Cool. It'll come out in 6 hours.
Oh, God.
All right. I'll hold you guys to that.
Oh,
6 hours.
Please don't.
Thanks for calling in, man.
No,
Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Bye.
So
the funny thing is that even if he hadn't said he was from San Diego, I would have been able to tell you that just from his accent.
Wow.
There is distinguishable.
Sounds like he spends a lot of time
California
at the beach.
accents.
So Steven, are you going to answer that question? When are you going to retranslate the old volumes?
I will do it when Viz says they want to pay me to retranslate the stuff they've already been putting out for years and years and years.
There you go.
So
here we go.
There's a chance.
We have a call. This is the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Yonko Productions, and I'm calling from Australia early in the morning.
There we go. And you're working this time.
Good morning.
Nice to have you on again. How early is it? I'm afraid to ask.
Oh, did we lose him again?
Is he gone? Oh, no, there you are.
Oh, no, there he is. Okay.
Yeah, you kind of got cut off there. How you guys doing?
Good. What's your question?
So I came up with this theory that pretty much we may end up seeing Jinbei real soon. What it is basically that I was looking back into the old chapters, and it's been it's been 96 chapters since we've seen Jinbei. And right now with the whole Big Mom subplot, I don't know, maybe if Oda would be writing it into the story that Jinbei would be coming back at about 100. And given that Sanji and his crew, like Sanji, the curly hat pirates, need some assistance, assuming Big Mom would be there, I think Jinbei would be the perfect fit. Thoughts?
That's not bad.
It's not bad, except for I don't like where he doesn't like have a reunion with Koala, where he doesn't meet Koala again. That would be a little bit. That would be a little bit sad for me, but I can kind of see like where Sanji's crew would need a lot of help with what they're planning on doing.
They definitely do. Yeah. That's for sure.
So in one respect, your theory makes a lot of sense. In another one, there's other things that I want to happen more.
Yeah, I think it definitely would be cool though if like they're sort of on the ropes and like they're in a bad situation, then all of a sudden Jinbei just shows up and like helps tip the scale towards their favor or something. That'd be pretty dramatic.
Yeah, especially given how tied down everyone is in this situation. I think like a reunion can happen afterwards, even like because. That's something later, I guess.
So, Steven, you have a question.
All right. Quick, who's your favorite Straw Hat? I'm going to take you to school.
Oh, God, Chopper? I don't know.
Chopper. All right. I'm going to ask you a random trivia question.
From Greg's trivia
Yes, from Greg's trivia book.
Okay.
All right, here. All right, tell you what. You want it easy, medium, or hard?
Medium.
Medium.
That's
right.
500,000.
Everyone chooses medium. Yeah. Okay.
No one ever says it'll be.
All right. Okay. So here we go. All right. When Chopper rides in the Brachio tank, and he gets super excited, what does he call himself? He gives himself a title.
Commander Chopper.
Yep, you got it.
Nice. There you go. 500,000 berries for you. That's not a real unit of currency, so I'm sorry about that. But congrats. Thanks for calling in again.
No worries. Thanks. Have a good time.
You too. Have a good night or morning or day or whatever it is. Bye.
See ya.
Okay. Wow. This has been the busiest call-in show we've ever had. I've kind of gotten through one question other than the call-in ones. I feel like I need to breathe for a second. The phone has literally just been ringing the entire time in the background, so it's that boom, 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 boom. Anyway, let's try and get one more question in here if we can. I won't do it from the same person since he also asked a question. Black Steel says, will Luffy ever share his meat?
No. No.
Okay, perfect. We have another caller coming in right now.
Great.
You're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you calling in from? Are you even there? Try calling back if you hear us. I'm guessing we're having some technical difficulties. It happens. But we have another caller. You're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you calling in from?
Hi, guys. My name's Richard. I'm calling from the UK.
Nice to have you on.
Excellent.
What's your question, man?
We saw recently that Frankie got beat by both the Doflamingo family and the Marines. I was just wondering what you guys think is going to happen to him in this situation. Is he going to get arrested, or are they going to get him back somehow?
Well, it depends on how much of the truth is ultimately known, because the Marines, they got some of their guys back after the toys were changed back into humans. So I can imagine this being somewhat close to an Alabasta situation where they sort of let them go in exchange for, they actually did something that benefited the Marines, and it makes less sense to take them in for it, for what they've done. Especially if the Marines find out how, truly bad Doflamingo was in this situation. Does anyone else have an opinion?
Anyone? Mm-hmm. Well, Steven, you have a question, if no one else has.
Sure, yeah. Well, we're doing a trivia segment on this. I have Greg's book of trivia that got published in Japan. And since you asked about Frankie, I'm going to give you a question regarding Frankie. This is a hard one. So this is worth 3 million berries. So you'll be king of the hill if you can get this one right. So Frankie labeled all of his experiments the Battle Frankie series. What did he call? Which number did he call himself when he experimented on himself?
Before or after the time skip?
This is before the first time.
36, I believe.
That is correct.
Nice. I think you're our richest person so far, maybe?
I know the guy with the Zoro's...
The Zoro's master.
Zoro Sensei.
Right. We have one.
That one was worth the same amount, but that's pretty impressive. I like that.
That was good. That was good, too, because he was like before or after, like he knew 2 answers.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
First thing came to my mind, too.
That's really paying attention right there. Nice. Thanks for calling in, man.
And thanks for listening, yeah.
Oh, thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks for calling in.
Bye-bye.
We have another caller, so let's bring him in. You're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you calling in from?
Hi, this is Steve. Another Steve, sorry.
You sound very similar to our Steve.
Sorry.
No, it's that's a good thing.
Doppelganger.
I'm calling from New Hampshire.
Great. What's your question?
Well, it wasn't really a question; it's more of a theory. But
cool.
Go ahead.
It's about the new possible cover story. I was thinking that perhaps it could be the twirly brow pirates on their way to Zoe. Because we haven't seen them in a while.
That's interesting because that's not usually the way we do flashback or we do cover stories, where it's sort of a little bit of time has elapsed. It's although maybe it is supposed to be happening contemporaneously with the rest of the manga. It's just that we've never expected to be reunited with the main story at the end of it. So it's I kind of like that. I kind of wish they would do that because it would cover a lot of ground.
I think it would be a neat thing to do.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I mean, it's we haven't had a cover story since He Who Shall Not Be Named.
Caribou.
Yeah.
What did I just say?
I don't play by the rules.
Don't say his name.
Candlejack.
No, Caribou Jack.
Oh, there you go.
Carajack.
They have a lot more in common than you think.
I had a request.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I am a stand-up comic, and I was wondering if I could plug some gigs.
Please, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, they're all in New Hampshire, so the first one I have is on May 7th at the Shaskeen in Manchester, New Hampshire. I have another one on May 22nd at Fody's in Nashua, New Hampshire. On June 12th, I have one at the Players Ring in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. And the last one I have is on June 19th at Soho in Hudson, New Hampshire.
Now, since you're plugging something, Steven, I think you got to be tough on him here.
I have to be tough.
Explain.
All right.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. Yeah, this is give and take. So
exactly.
we are doing a trivia segment on this episode of the podcast. I have Greg's book of trivia that was released in Japan, and I'm going to surprise you with a trivia pop quiz here. Let's see here. All right. Let me make sure I got the answer. All right. Okay. So this is a hard question. Since we gave you the platform to plug your thing, now you have to answer a hard question. So
all right, I will do my best.
This is worth 3 million berries, and this is on the Shabandi Islands. The Yarukiman mangroves are numbered. How many of them are there in total?
Oh boy,
that is a hard one.
I'm going to say 45.
Well, okay, that wasn't that close. It's 79.
Oh wow! It was more than half, I guess.
I like. It was good that you didn't choose a round number, though. That's you knew it was going to be something kind of specific, like 57 or 31 or something like that.
Well, I'm sorry I didn't get it right. You're not going to erase my plugs, are you?
Oh no! That's not how that works.
I've been really putting you on the spot.
No, good luck everywhere in New Hampshire. It's cool to have a stand-up comic listening to us on the show tonight.
Cool. Well, so yeah, if you want, you can follow me. Tuesday is Loser on Twitter.
Cool. That is true, though.
All right, thanks, guys.
You just won't stop with the plugs, will you? Well, when I go to New Hampshire now, you buy one of my prints. That's the.
I will.
Thanks for calling.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for calling.
All right, thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Do we have another caller already?
No, not this time.
Right.
I can't help it. I just like squealing.
Let's see what other questions we have. This one's from Boolean Gatekeeper. Since Sanji and company left with the Sunny, how do you think Luffy and company will leave Dressrosa? Somewhat related to the question.
In a body bag.
Yeah.
That's my answer.
Wow.
No. I don't know. I don't know whether or not like Dressrosa is going to end on a good note or kind of like on an Empire Strikes Back note. Like, yeah, we're okay, but the battle's far from over.
But I'm good now. Hey, I was thinking about like maybe they'll get off the island via Kanjuro.
We haven't heard a lot about Kanjuro lately, which makes
We've seen his shoe,
which makes me think we'll probably see him really soon.
Okay, I guess we could actually go through questions now. I'm feeling very hesitant. This theory, my name is Asek Schrader wrote it, and credit goes to, he says, Lucci D. Virgo. How do you guys feel about the theory that Sugar's hobby fruit is taken more literally than just turning people into toys? For example, it toys with people's free will, the contracts. It toys with the user's age. It toys with the memories of others. And of course, it literally turns people into toys.
And it also makes you think your favorite movie is Toys, starring Robin Williams.
And LL Cool J.
How many Robin Williams movies are we making references to in the last 2 weeks?
As many as we possibly can, Steve.
I kind of find it funny that...
We have a caller in, so you hold that thought, Steve.
Oh, now I'm going to forget it. So,
hey, you're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you calling in from? Hey. Well, your internet is kind of scratchy, so try calling back or try fixing the internet and calling back. I'm sorry about that, but thank you for calling in.
If we could hear you, we would totally answer your question.
We would totally answer your question, although I already hung up on him. If he's listening, he would understand. Anyway, Steve, what was your idea about the toying stuff that we were talking about?
I forgot.
Really? Already?
I kind of like how Oda just assumed that everyone's hobby is collecting toys.
Yeah, I think the thing with that, it's a really cool idea, and I like the kind of poetic nature of that explanation. But that is totally from the English, an English interpretation. It doesn't work that way in Japanese. Mm-hmm. But I do like that, and I do like kind of coming up with extra, extraneous things in English that help to kind of gracefully tie together these themes and things, even
because
if
then
it wasn't
he could use
that
later for the translation purposes, right, Stephen?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Although we're kind of done with that.
Although Steve, it's not like everybody's hobby is collecting toys. It's more like a hobby horse. Like a rocking horse. It's also known as a hobby horse.
I've never heard that.
I've heard of it.
I honestly thought you were about to just it's not like everyone's hobby is collecting toys, but Steve on the other hand does, and I'm like, shut up.
They're not toys; they're action figures.
Mint
and maquette.
It's
a maquette.
A quisp.
Quisp.
Micronaut.
Yeah.
Catwalker.
I was not expecting
Scooby-Doo monster game.
We got more questions. Wow, no one's... Everyone was calling constantly. Wow, we have a lot of really long questions that I don't know if we could get through.
Because they're from Reddit.
So, Ed, why don't we try a little bit of...
Well, Zach, it's time for Piece the Tweet. Yeah.
It's time for Piece the Tweet. If we have time, we will go back to the longer Reddit questions. Just sorry, we're getting a lot of calls in. First, Piece the Tweet. I'll go backwards here. How will we finally see Doflamingo's eyes? A Shade's shattering punch by Luffy, or while monologuing about his past?
Punch seems more likely.
Yeah, I think a punch.
That'd be funny if they had an Enderu face.
And that's how we found it.
Yeah, the eyeballs to the glasses.
Well, that's what happened with Sugar. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Any other thoughts?
It could be like a Django where he takes off the sunglasses and his eyes are shaped the exact same shape as the sunglasses.
Yeah, or maybe he's like Slurms Mackenzie and his eyes are just all bloodshot from just partying it out.
I want his eyes to just be big and round with like 3 giant eyelashes. Just really, really stupid looking.
That's the chip he has on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Next question comes from Pirate Bagel, Free Range Chris, which of course is one of the bagel pirates that follow Firecrouch around, I assume. Why hasn't Usopp used Luffy as part of his slingshot? This seems like a great idea, or at least to a comedic effect.
Oh, man, that's a good one.
Yeah.
We're going to need a bigger slingshot.
I get it. Yeah, Joss. Any other thoughts on that?
I don't know. Luffy's too busy.
Sounds like a cool idea.
Luffy's too busy fighting actual villains.
It's so
He's
weird.
too busy not getting the shit beat out of him all the time.
It's so weird that people just were calling in literally for the first 50 minutes nonstop and then nothing.
And every time Zach says that, an angel gets its wings, and
We're keeping the lines open for a little while longer.
Yeah, for a while longer. Joe, let's do some Facebook. First one comes from I think the first one here comes from Joe. Oh no, we did that one already. Sorry. First one comes from, I can't pronounce your name, but I'll say your last name is Clark. Do you think the Roger Pirates ever visited Dressrosa? I ask because it would be really cool if someone like the Tint Arts mayor was actually a member of the Pirate King's crew. Maybe he meant Tontata mayor? I think that's what
yes, yeah, that makes more sense.
Anyway, we have a call, so that's
okay.
That. You're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you calling in from?
Hi, my name is Bill, although a lot of people online know me by my screen name Morgil. But yeah, I'm a longtime One Piece fan and kind of a recent fan of your podcast. I've only been listening for a couple months, but
awesome.
I'm loving it so far.
Good.
Yeah.
Sure. What's your question?
Yeah, well, I've been anxiously awaiting the upcoming season 6 of the anime for Funimation's dub, and but it's supposed to come out next month, but I haven't seen any pre-orders either on Right Stuff or Amazon, and I'm wondering if I should be concerned. I mean, I know you guys don't work for Funimation, but I figured if anybody would have heard any news or rumors or anything, maybe you would have.
I would not be concerned. They probably, Steve or Ed are probably even better equipped to answer this.
Am I?
Or Steve might be.
Go ahead, Steve.
Well, it is coming out.
Yes.
Eventually. I'm thinking they might have slowed down, and it might be something with Colleen, because Colleen's definitely going to be taking some time off. So I think at that time there might not be a whole lot of One Piece being recorded, or the movie might be recorded. So I think they're trying to pace themselves a little bit more with season 6. And also, I don't think season 6 is going to be too long. Is it going to be like 5 voyages, I'd say?
Can't be that much more.
Well,
I
it
think
depends
it's 40
what they-
episodes, something?
It's all a thriller bark, so it's not too long.
It depends what they include and what they don't. But I don't know. I'm excited for season 6, but I think the fact that we have the delay with Colleen, and also and they have a release time set for Film Z. I think they're just trying to space it out so that everything doesn't hit all at once.
And
So
also
I
the collections
appreciate
are coming out now, and maybe they don't want to cannibalize One Piece sales that way either. So who knows? I'm sure there is a reason, but I wouldn't be concerned about it.
Yeah, with the sales that One Piece does and the contracts that they've signed and stuff that they've paid for, they are not going to release it. So,
right. Yeah, usually when I get the latest voyages come out, like as soon as I get them, I'm already able to go online and pre-order the next one right away. So
yeah,
I was disappointed I couldn't do that right away this time.
I think that's a little less true when it's a change in a season, but that's definitely true for within a season. Like every voyage that comes out, that's always true. But
like
sort of waiting for the
I
season.
get it in the mail. I go online right away and pre-order the next one, basically.
Yeah. Well, Steven, do you have a question for this good guy?
Yeah. So our man in Japan, Greg, has a book out of One Piece trivia, and I'm going to surprise you with a pop quiz here of a trivia question. For 500,000 berries. This is going to go on your bounty, so choose wisely. I'll give you a multiple choice question, so even if you guess, it's a 1 in 3 chance. Which of the following 3 villains does Nami share the same bounty amount with? 1, Don Krieg, 2, Captain Kuro, or 3, Arlong? So her bounty is the same as one of those three guys' bounty.
That's a toughie.
If I were to take a guess, maybe Arlong?
Oh, the correct answer is Kuro.
Oh.
It would have been so poetic if it were the same as Arlong.
Yeah.
Poetic justice.
Yeah. It is kind of crazy to think that after 75 volumes, her bounty is the same as the guy from like volume 3.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
So thanks for calling in.
Yeah, no problem. I love your show. I've only been listening for a couple months, but I mean, I think it's great. I mean, I love listening to your guys' opinions on everything. I love reading the latest chapters right alongside you guys, and I especially love all the Simpsons jokes because in addition to One Piece, I'm a big Simpsons fan.
Good. You're automatically one of our favorites.
Go check out our some of our interviews from our previous episodes. Those are always really good stuff to listen to.
And our previous Simpsons references from
every
episode.
April Fool's last year.
April Fool's last year, we did Simpsons
commentary
recap.
Yeah, we did anime recaps of Simpsons episodes.
I'll have to look that up.
Thanks for calling in, and thanks for listening.
No problem, thanks.
Okay, cool. So yeah, we were asking what you thought from Mr. Clark asked if you thought the Pirate King's crew ever visited Dressrosa. Yeah, what do you guys think?
I mean, I don't know. No comment.
It would be neat. I mean, it seems kind of like Oda has established a pattern of like just anytime they go someplace with, something kind of different and crazy, it turns out that there's some kind of connection or potential connection to Gold Roger's travels. So, having made contact with the Tentatas would be, I think, kind of fit into that pattern.
I mean, there's certainly a lot of parallels with Luffy and like really big parallels that are blatantly obvious. Yeah. Okay, all the other questions we have are really long, so I have to just choose which one. I guess I'll start on Facebook since I am already there. This one comes from Nods. And I will try and summarize as best as I can. This regards observation hockey. When Rayleigh first explained it, he said you could sense the presence of others, even if they are concealed from view or too far to see naturally. He also said that animals, you could also sense how many animals were on the island. He used an example. And there have been 2 instances that has really been shown that would have been defined as plot inconsistencies regarding observation hockey. He mentions when Luffy was fighting Monet, Monet was able to get behind Luffy without him knowing. And then she eventually hugs him. How is that possible? And second, in recent chapters, Luffy, Violet, and Kyros are right outside Doflamingo's window that couldn't be more than 150 feet away. It hasn't been 100% confirmed that Doflamingo has observation hockey, but I think it's pretty self-evident he does. If Rayleigh could feel the presence of 500 animals on the island, why can't Doflamingo sense 2 people and a toy outside his window?
That sounds like semantics to me.
Hey, we have a caller coming in, so keep that in mind.
It was a wizard.
A wizard did it.
You're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you calling in from?
It's Toon Legion again. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes.
One more time, sorry.
It's Toon Legion.
Oh, Toon Legion. Oh, cool. What's your question?
Okay, yeah, I noticed that on the manga, the Luffy and Sabo versus Doflamingo, that's kind of like what they did when they were little, when they versus nobles. You think that's kind of intentional?
Yeah, I think it definitely mirrors that situation pretty closely, which is interesting. I didn't really think of that before, but yeah, I don't know.
I mean, Sabo was always talking about hating the system that he came from, and now he's the head guy of an organization that's devoted to taking down the system. So I think it's a good parallel.
Yeah, now he has the power to do it. So yeah. Mm-hmm. I just gotta realize that.
Right on. Steven, do you have a question for this good man?
All right, yeah, we're doing trivia questions here. So I'm going to ask you a random trivia question here. All right, this is going to go on your bounty, so you got to add this. You got to get this total up. All right, so this is worth 500,000 berries if you can get this right. In One Piece, what is the largest ship in the world? And I'll give you a hint. It should be really familiar. So we've seen a lot of it. Thriller Bark, that's right.
Nice.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling in.
Thanks for calling in, man. We appreciate it.
No problem, dude.
Okay. So yeah, I guess none of us had any thoughts. I feel like concerning the observation hockey theory,
I don't know. Maybe it's like DBZ. They can suppress their power levels if they're really strong. You know,
there's also
like
a lot of
animals and normal people. You know, are easy to tell.
Well, there's a lot of assumptions there. First, Doflamingo having observation hockey. Second, don't we know? Isn't Luffy's strongest? Oda said the strongest form of hockey for each of the Monster 3, and Luffy's wasn't it? The
King's Conqueror.
King's Conqueror.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the same as that. Everybody's got their own like hockey that they're proficient in. So maybe Doflamingo's isn't observation.
And really, on top of that, Rayleigh's probably better at it than most people. So I think he's a bad standard to judge from because he's probably much better than most people at that.
I think, it's interesting to talk about this stuff and try to wonder like where the boundaries are. But, to me, I think the real answer for this is that Oda, he's writing the story first and foremost. And, what's going to be interesting dramatically is what he's going to prioritize and not necessarily, like certain kind of semi-arcane rules that he's established in his world. And so you'll see inconsistencies from time to time, but it's just because sometimes you don't want to wind up being tied down and constricted by the rules that you've created. And so, he just sort of bends the rules or ignores some of them in order to tell the story that's most interesting to him.
He also has a really good additional question, and he said, who the hell threw the note to Chopper back in Punk Hazard? I don't know if you guys remember this.
Completely forgot about that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's very on point. He says he thinks it's Law, but any
I
thoughts?
think it was those shadow creatures from Thriller Bark.
That's tying things together. Any thoughts?
Nope.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I don't know. I hope it's not just something that Oda threw in there and then was like, oh, shit, I forgot about this. But I honestly don't know. Because it kind of seems like that arc is sort of in the rearview mirror now. Like, it doesn't seem like there's really anything left unanswered, although I suppose Monet or Virgo could come back to Dressrosa at some point. Maybe if it was Monet for some reason.
Steven, ask me a question.
All right. Okay, let's see. For 3 million berries, what is the name of the toy that Wapple created that got Wapple Metal famous? It's the thing that looks like the Iron Giant.
Crap.
Hey, we got a call coming in. This could save you. You're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you calling in from?
Hey, this is Hiroi. I'm Hiroi. Used to be a member in Along Park.
Cool.
And I'm currently in a skyscraper. And there's magma where there's supposed to be streets. And my only contact with the outside world is a radio station that says Aka Inu puns 24/7.
It sounds like us.
Oh, no. I'm so sorry.
It's crazy. So this is completely related to my question.
That's good to hear.
I did make a voicemail message with the same exact question, but I couldn't really call in before. But I hope you don't mind if I repeat this.
No, please. I just won't use the voicemail. We'll use this. It's it never existed in the first place.
Okay. All right. Aka Inu in a photo booth. Who would he take a picture with? And you can't cheat. This person cannot be dead, and he cannot be an interrogated person.
So it can't be like Ace's corpse, because he would definitely do that.
No, me and my friend was joking about that just earlier.
Great minds think alike there.
Who would he take a photo with?
Justice.
Is this photo booth on Punk Hazard?
Hey, it could be anywhere.
Because after I'll say Kuzan, because after he beat Kuzan and Punk Hazard, he's like, come on, we're gonna take a picture. Like it's like a total like wrestling heel thing. It's like, come on, and like Kuzan's like bleeding to death, like, oh my fucking leg, man. It's like, smile.
I should have really mentioned the last condition of my question. This person has to be smiling.
Ooh. Kizaru.
Sure.
Oh, yes, okay.
He was always
smiling. Yeah, exactly.
It's more of like a smirk.
Yeah.
You'd be smiling even if you was throbbing in pain.
No, I think it would be perfect because Sakazuki Akainu would just be really angry and Kizaru would be doing that face next to him. I think that works.
Steven, do you have a question for this kid?
All right. Let's do this. All right, we're doing trivia questions. So I'm gonna surprise you with one of these. All right, for 3 million bounties, this will go up on your for berries. This will go up on your bounty. When Luffy landed on the island of women, what was the first animal that he caught or came across?
Oh damn, that's so easy. Was it a warthog?
Yep, it was a giant boar.
Warthog,
Nice.
boar, one of those.
Yep.
Was that an easy question or?
That was a hard one.
What?
Yeah. It is weird. Some of them are a little backwards. Like some of them I was like, when I did this quiz, I was like, wow, this is supposed to be the hardest kind or like this is the easiest kind, but I couldn't get it right, you know.
Well, at least I got it.
Thank you for calling in. And keep enjoying the puns because they will not be stopping anytime soon.
All right, you guys enjoy the rest of the night.
Thank you for calling in. Thank you for listening.
All right, later.
Okay, so dude, I don't remember what the question was, but can you answer it?
I can't. And what's funny is that I totally could have gone and checked my Deep Blue a second ago, but I'm going to be honest, and I don't know. Is the dog-looking thing, was that the...
Oh, no. The answer to that question is Tetsuro is the name of the...
Tetsuro.
Yeah.
What was the question again?
Tetsuro the Iron Man.
Wait. Okay, we got a call, so we won't ever find out. Here we go. You're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you calling in from?
Hi, my name is Stacey Chan, and I am from Orlando, Florida.
Nice. What's your question or comment or theory?
Well, I just have a what-if theory. More like, what if you were placed into the Coliseum like Luffy? What sort of weapon or armor would you don, and what sort of strategy or tactics would you use to stay alive? Yeah.
I'd use Rebecca's tactics and hide behind other people.
It's actually probably the best tactic, especially for Ptolemy.
She didn't hide behind people. She.
I don't know. I'd bring my intensity, integrity, and intelligence.
Oh, your 3 eyes.
Yes. That's a shout out to the wrestling fans.
You suck.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, and the chant's gonna. I don't know. I'm a lover, not a fighter. So.
So you would just hide away?
I would strategically wait on the sidelines.
I would definitely look for a metal cup to wear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seems important.
That does seem pretty important. I think Ed and
how are you gonna piss in the middle of the competition?
That's a good question.
Well, dude, did you actually answer yours?
No, I didn't. Do I get a devil fruit power?
Yeah, sure.
Ooh.
Sure.
Oh, well, that...
All right, and I guess it has to be a devil fruit that hasn't been created yet, though, huh?
Or the person died.
All right, let's think of something really stupid. I get a power that makes me turn into a book, and I try to bore people to death with my massive text.
So you have the tome fruit. That was really lame.
Nice.
I'm sorry.
That was good.
Ed, I think we could band together and before the competition rewrite the rules legally, of course, to make it so only we could win. And of course, I would include fine print. That means only I could win.
Why would I help you?
That's the big question here. Steven, do you have a question?
All right. Yes. All right. We're doing pop quizzes here. We're doing trivia. I have a 500,000 berry question for you to answer. If you can get it correct, that will go on your bounty.
Okay.
What age was Robin when she got her doctorate in archaeology?
Wow.
8?
Yes, you got it.
Hey!
Really? Oh, yay!
Wow. You're worth 300,000 berries.
Yeah, thank you. I was about to say 12, but then that didn't make sense. She was already on the run by then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say 20, and then it occurred to me that happened way before. Well, that's what normal, like, really intelligent people would do.
All right, Zach, stop and think about your answer for a second.
That would change her flashback a lot.
Can I ask another small question?
Sure.
About, like, the translation. Sometimes they switch between using Navy and Marine. Well, technically, there are two different things, and like the definition-wise. So I was just wondering, like, what's kind of like the backstory behind it?
If I could answer, actually, no,
Sure.
Stephen can answer.
Oh, okay.
Can I just throw in my guess before
I was going to
you
let
answer?
you walk the plank with your answer there, Steve.
Can I walk the plank? Can I test my luck? I think as a whole, they're referred to as the Navy, but the individual soldiers are referred to as Marines.
Well, the actual answer here is that the term is in Japanese. In the text, they always call them kaigun, which is just Navy. It's like the sea military, basically. And Viz started using Navy for that, but obviously they all write. Oda draws Marine on all of the ships.
Which is French for Navy.
Right. Yeah. And it's generally like in English, obviously the Marines refers to a very specific thing, which is not the Navy. And I think because of that, like some translations have used Navy because it is more accurate. Whereas I think most fans, just because it says Marine on all of the decorative stuff, they use Marines. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, does Funimation, do they use Marines or do they use Navy?
I think they go back and forth too.
I think they do what Steve said. They refer to the individual soldiers as Marines.
All right, yeah, because Viz only uses Navy in the text. That's what I have to use whenever I try.
Do they call them Navy soldiers?
I usually use sailors if if they refer to a term for a sailor.
Okay.
But yeah,
Interesting.
That is an interesting idea though to call them individually Marines. That would be interesting.
Well, thank you for calling in.
Yes, thank
and
you.
thank you for listening.
You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
We have another call coming in, so let's bring that in. Hi, you're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you calling in from?
Oh, hi, I'm Will from New York.
Hi, Will from New York.
Hello.
What's your question?
One Piece podcast from New York. My question is, so I think the reason why Doflamingo survived having his head chopped off was because it wasn't like actually him. He might have been like controlling a puppet from like a remote distance with his string powers, which is why blood didn't come out everywhere. So like, do you think that he could like do something like that, like set up like a fake puppet of himself and then control it from a distance?
Oh, maybe he
like
can
a decoy.
I like.
I don't know.
that.
Maybe
I like
he can make a doppelganger out of strings. That'd be cool.
Well, yeah.
The thing to keep in mind too is that Oda he's kind of shown a bit of a pattern where like, and this is a big thing with Crocodile versus Luffy, where like every power seems to have an obvious use, but it's only the guys who really master their powers that can do things that you would never have considered necessarily and find new ways to use stuff. So I think there's something to be said for, like you wouldn't necessarily think of that as far as like, oh, how would he do that? But
But the thing is, why would he have a dummy there? He was not expecting to get ambushed at that moment.
That's a good point. I don't know. Maybe like he had to go get lunch or something. I don't know.
Everyone needs lunch. Everyone needs lunch.
It would make him seem smarter than he's been being in the story lately.
He's been pretty damn stupid recently.
Yeah, so if he had thought that far ahead, that would redeem him a little bit,
Yeah, instead of putting the flame fruit in a box instead of where it could easily be taken.
Never gonna get over that.
Also, I think the birdcage is a wrestling match against giant birds. That's
I like this guy.
Yes.
What could be?
But he's a flamingo guy. So,
Steven, do you have a question?
Yes. All right. We're doing trivia here. So I'm going to ask a question back to you. For a total of 500,000 berries on your bounty, during the time skip when Brooke was off in the land of Hara Hitanya and he saved a bunch of poor people who were going hungry, what did they call him?
Demon King, I think it was. I think.
Very close. They called him Satan.
Oh. I think it was the anime I might have watched or something.
I think you're right, because I think it was Demon King in the anime, yeah.
Did they not use...
I remember...
Can't imagine why not.
HFIL.
Saying Hail Satan in the anime.
I remember it being Satan-sama, at least in the simulcast.
Oh.
That's right.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
might
thought it
be
was
right.
Satan.
How come in the dub they don't call him Satan-sama?
Oh, well, they had to call him Hercule.
Yeah.
So.
I was just about to say that.
Mr. Satan.
Okay, so thanks for calling in, yeah.
right,
thanks for listening.
thanks.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Called him Hercule.
All right, so do you have a question for Ed, Steven?
All right. Okay, this one isn't too... I feel like you guys probably know this. What is the name
Setting me up for failure.
of the bird that flies around to deliver papers across the world?
That's the news coup.
Yes, it is.
Why couldn't I have gotten that question? That's horseshit.
Do you have a question? Does anyone else want a question? Should I take a question?
Yeah, Zach, you take
Oh,
it.
no.
Zach, a question. Give him something from the expert section.
Oh, Jesus.
The expert section. Okay, all right. Let me get the expert section.
I'm going to make an idiot out of myself.
All right. I'm assuming since we're going to expert, we need to have
Come
the
on,
3
someone
million,
call
the
in
3
right
million level.
Yeah.
All right. So when they are going down under the sea to Fishman Island,
Oh, you're doing Fishman Island?
which member of the crew is explaining the different types of current that the ship will encounter on the way down?
Nami.
No, it's
No.
Frankie.
Damn it! Couldn't
Frankie
I answer
did?
that? Yeah, Frankie did.
Why did Frankie know that?
The answer is Brooke.
Damn it! All right, and all three of us just just hit the button, and all of us just dropped
See, I
down
know
to
when
the
to
chamber,
hold them and
burned
when to
alive.
fold them.
The rationale in the back
Stay out of this one.
is so crazy. It's like Brooke knows this because he is the oldest member and therefore knows the sea the best, or something like that. I was like, what? That was a total trick question too.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, that has to be Nami. Nope.
No, I remember Frankie.
Okay, we have a call coming.
In the expert section.
You're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you calling in from?
My name is Andrew, and I'm calling from Nebraska.
Nice. What's your question, comment, theory?
I have a question. So, as the Revolutionary Army's number 2, Sabo's pretty important, right?
Yeah,
makes sense.
Do you think that any time in the past couple of years he would have run into Ace?
Who's Sabo?
Yeah, Sabo. Before Ace died, obviously, but...
Yeah, because presumably he's been with the Revolutionaries since he was a little kid. And he's been traveling around. Who knows what Dragon's been up to, but it seems like...
I feel like Ace would have told Luffy, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, presumably Robin also met Sabo in the past couple of years, but she didn't say anything either. I wonder if maybe Sabo wanted to...
Well, Robin may
keep
not
it
have known
surprise.
that they were related.
Yeah.
And they're not technically...
I don't know. I think Sabo would have told her right away because Ace is like, "Oh, hey, I'm Luffy's brother," and now that Sabo is this big reveal, it's like, "Oh yeah, that guy, he has a 400 million bounty. He's my brother." I think they're totally open about revealing that they're brothers in a way.
Maybe it was a request from Sabo.
Yeah, I think Sabo was like, "Hey, I'll see him again one day, and I want to see the look on his face." and it's in One Piece, so the look on his face is very memorable. So
I think the other thing is, I think Robin just operates on the, like she knows everything, and then they're like, "Why didn't you tell us?" She's like, "You never asked me if I met Sabo when I was in the Revolutionary Army."
Yeah, that's definitely what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Steven, do you have a question?
All right, yeah, we're doing trivia, so I'm going to ask you a 500,000 berry question here about Usopp. So when the crew was on the Baratier and Sanji was serving them food, which food did Usopp leave on his plate?
Wow. He left on his plate the mushroom because he ate a poisonous mushroom when he was a kid.
Yep, you got it.
Wow.
That was
That's
good.
good.
He knew the reason and everything. That's good.
Wow, nice.
Okay.
How much was that one worth again?
That was a 500,000.
How was that an easy one?
That was a medium.
How was that a medium one?
I didn't know it. Obviously, it must be very difficult.
So thanks so much for calling in.
No, thank you.
Thanks for listening. Okay. Whose turn is it to get a question, Steve?
are you asking me, or are you asking that if I'm the next one?
I think Steve's the next one, right?
Yeah, sure. What?
All right.
You want to give me a category or person or something?
What are the categories again?
Okay, so the miscellaneous categories are minor characters, powers and moves, creatures, ships and vehicles, weapons and tools, geography and climate, texts and legends, and then expert.
I'm gonna take a shot at supporting characters, minor characters.
Okay, all right. I don't think I've actually done any of these.
Yeah, that's why I figured I'd.
All right, hard or medium?
I'm just gonna go with hard because
we have a caller coming in, so let's bring him in.
Okay, all right. I'll think of one.
And blue ball me right there.
You're on the One Piece podcast. What is your name and where are you calling in from?
Hello, my name's Connor. I'm calling in from Norfolk, Virginia.
Cool. So what's your question, comment, theory?
My question is, Sanji, it's known, is inspired by Mr. Ping from Reservoir Dogs. My question to you all is, which character from another Quentin Tarantino movie would you like to see in One Piece?
The Bear Jew.
Yes, yeah.
Oh no, I'll reconsider. Damn.
I don't know. I think a Django character would be awesome.
I want to see Phil Lamar in One Piece.
Man, you shot Marvin in the face.
Yeah,
I really
would be awesome. My pick would be Mr. Wolf. I'd like to see the crew getting a crime, and then have Mr. Wolf come pick it up.
I think with the slavery undertones in the One Piece world, having Django in his baby blue frilly suit would be awesome. Fighting against slavery.
I was thinking of Samuel L. Jackson's character in that movie.
Stephen.
I would
third Stephen.
The one character that actually popped in my mind at the beginning, but I wasn't so sure. But I said screw it. The martial arts master from Kill Bill Volume 2, just because I like.
Pai Mei?
Yeah, just the way he strokes his beard.
I like.
I'd like to see Christopher Walken's character with the watch, just like super intimidating.
Up his ass.
I like that.
Up his ass.
Yeah.
Steven, do you have a question for him?
Okay, all right. I'm going to pick out a random question here. All right. This one might not be as hard. This is supposed to be a hard one. So this is a trivia question worth 3 million berries. But I don't think it's that hard, but we'll see. All right. So this is a Robin question. According to Chopper, what does Robin smell like?
Ooh, see here. I remember him saying that, but let's see. She smells like, I don't know. Let's see, sunflowers.
Well, yeah, pretty much. It's flowers.
Flowers.
She smells like flowers.
That's what I figured. Yeah, the flower fruit and stuff.
When I saw that question, I was kind of thinking to myself, like, if it's not flowers, what would it possibly have been?
Yeah, I thought that was something like a trick question at first.
Hand lotion.
Balls.
Whoa.
Well,
we have another caller coming in, so thanks so much for calling in.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Here we go. You're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you calling in from?
Hi, it's Mo. I'm calling from Boston.
Oh, hey, Mo. Hi, Mo.
Oh, hey, Mo.
Oh, hey, Mo.
Hey, guys.
Hiya, Oma.
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good.
Thanks for calling in. What's your question?
It's not to do with the latest arc, but since One Piece is like a romance adventure, like the Legends of King Arthur, I thought, who do you think the One Piece crew would be in like the Knights of the Round Table?
Zoro.
I actually don't know anything beyond what's in Monty Python's Holy Grail, so I will refrain from
Monty Python because like that stuff is actually like pretty like there's stuff that's pretty on par.
Well, Usopp is obviously Brave Sir Robin.
Yes.
That's a good.
Zoro's Lancelot.
Yeah.
Any others?
Who's the one who ends up?
Sanji's Galahad.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah.
He would be captured, but he wouldn't know what to do. Wouldn't know what to do with himself.
Yeah.
Steven, do you have a question for Mo? Unless you have.
And Pluton is the holy hand grenade of Antioch.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah.
All
What's
right.
the bunny rabbit then? Anyway, go on.
I'm sorry, you're all like talking at once,
No,
and
no,
I'm.
Oh, Lapon, duh.
Yeah.
There you go.
Steven.
The killer bunny rabbit. All right, so we're doing trivia questions from Greg's book, and here's a question. This is perfect since we were just talking about fluffy little animals. This is a 3 million berry question. So this will go on your bounty. What is the name of Iceberg's pet?
Oh, it's Tyrannosaurus.
Yes, it is.
That is correct.
We have a Tunic.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Congrats, Mo. And thank you for calling in.
We appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thanks for
good luck
listening.
with the rest of the show.
Thanks. I hope to see you again in Boston or somewhere before that, hopefully.
All right.
Bye.
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 So we have like 2 minutes left. If we get one more caller, we'll answer that. If we don't, we'll just end it there. Were we asking Steve a question? I completely forgot.
Steve, yeah. All right. So this is a really hard one, although it's something that's been on Toonami recently. So I think maybe Steve will get this.
Let's see.
So let's see, where is it? Okay, in the Davy back fight, how many times has Foxy won the combat system?
Ugh, there's no way I'm gonna get that. How many times?
It's obviously Frankie.
Well, there's so many members in his crew. I'm just gonna take a shot and say 99.
Oh, well, you got the 9 part right. It's actually 920.
What?
Let me look up. Wait, let me look up. I have my answers here. Let me see what I said for this. Let's see. 122. I said 100. So there you go.
Wow.
I was not much closer. So.
But in Price is Right rules, you win. So
yeah, that's true.
All right, so I think that's going to round off our very lengthy piece together segment. Thank you all for doing this with us. It was a lot of fun. Hopefully we could do another one of these soon. It's just so exhausting from this end, at least. But hopefully we could do it again. It's amazing how many people called in. Maybe I could get a grand total later, but it's at least 50. Which is
good
really
questions.
crazy when you think about it. And they were all good questions, and they were all different questions, which is kind of amazing when you think about it. Because usually you would get the same questions, but everyone asked different questions. You heard it uncut-ish. So why don't we go into the next segment, guys? You ready?
Okay.
Yarp.
Hi, my name is Zach from New York. Today's episode of the One Piece podcast is sponsored by Kolektakon.com/One Piece, your source for Mega House One Piece merchandise.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
This is the Toonami Recap for episode 250, the end of the legendary man, the day the sea train cried. Ready to get sad?
No, not really. I'm never.
No, you have a
never
fucking
ready.
choice.
Well, thank you, Ed, for your sentiment. It's always your compassion's always appreciated.
Yeah, but don't you have some news for me first?
Well,
all of us, the royal we.
Well, I don't know if we really have news. We have trending first, One Piece, and Frankie trended this week. That's pretty good, right?
Sure. I mean, yeah, actually, it's pretty good.
Yeah. And, well, last week it was Spandam. So Frankie both got his revenge in the episode, well, partially, and in the trends. So that's always good. Then we also have ratings for Toonami.
Okay.
One Piece didn't do quite as well, 802,000 viewers with a 0.6 household rating, but, of course, as with everything, you need a little bit of context, and it was not a great numbers week for Toonami. The highest rated show was Bleach with just over 1 million. Space Dandy didn't even crack 1 million. And Naruto only got 856,000. But for some reason, everyone tuned in for Blue Exorcist right after One Piece. So maybe that bodes well for the 1:30 a.m. slot coming on May 3rd.
That's optimistic, Zach.
Well, you know, you go out, you drink, you come back, and you watch some Toonami and One Piece. Maybe 1 a.m. is just too early for a lot of people who are out.
Maybe you're 15 years old and you have a lot of time on your hands.
I don't know.
I'm reminded of myself at that age.
I mean, Ed, you say, like, who stays up at 1:30 in the morning? But 908,000 people stayed up until 1:30 in the morning this last week. So, or I guess that is last week. So it's obviously a lot of people. Ed, you want to go into the episode?
Okay, Zach. Well, to start off the episode, we actually have some narration. The narrator does a voiceover, and he identifies all the members of CP9, but he does not call in Bluno from the bar. He just says Bluno, and that's disappointing.
It's always disappointing, but it is nice to hear the narrator again. He's a very good narrator.
Who is the narrator? Steve, do you know?
Well, that's Steve. It's always a surprise.
Man, I'm just remembering an impersonation of him. I can't remember.
This is some segment we're doing. Ed, what happens in the episode then?
Well, Luffy gets stuck in something.
There you go, Bill Jenkins, right?
So Luffy gets stuck in the wall, and then Zoro, the wind catches Zoro, and we don't really know what happens.
What's gonna happen to Zoro? Whoa! Did not expect that.
The fire, we start the flashback even during the cold open still, before the song. And we see the fire from Galila, which is casting sort of a really cool color and smoke in the sky and stuff like that. But there's a visual transition there to the burning ships on the water in the aftermath of the attack. And so we do go to the flashback before the cold open ends. There's actually a lot of new material there. Spandam is suddenly more competent than he used to be.
His competence is always accidental. He gets lucky.
I mean, he's being pretty basic, pretty evil.
He's being basically evil. That's true. And I did write, considering Spandam is at his almost most evil. Well, he's always pretty evil, but he's very evil in this episode. But I think Christopher Smith did.
We'll get there.
He did a really great job, though. I just want to say.
No, he is really good at the very last scene of this episode.
I did good in the first scenes too. Anyway, sorry to preempt. I didn't realize I was preempting that. Keep going, Ed.
Well, we start in the plaza as Spandam presents the three criminals to the people and the judge. And Frankie accuses him, and Spandam's like, huh, me?
I love how the judge just gives Spandam authority. He's like, yeah, you deal with it.
We're not quite there yet.
First
we have Spandam like, oh, me?
I love that scene. I love that face. It's a great face.
I mean, is it really that hard to believe that like Spandam just hates Tom because he built the ship and would do anything to? I mean, even in this world, it doesn't seem like that it would be out of the realm for him to just have a grudge against him and make shit up. People trust the government far too much.
For some reason.
Yeah.
It doesn't really make sense, yeah.
And Frankie tries to just disown his ships, and Tom gives him a manly punch. It hits him right into some barrels and boxes.
It's a great scene. It's like a nice relieving scene to see.
Hey, so like this episode is entitled, "Hey, Frankie's an orphan." You get it? We're talking about parents here.
I get it.
Everything in this episode is a metaphor for being a parent. I mean, literally nothing in this episode is not a metaphor for that.
Or analogy.
Sure, one
it's a literary device. I think we could all agree on that.
Mm-hmm. Frankie is himself an orphan, and Tom is, trying to show him a lesson about how you love your ships and or children.
Yeah,
so.
I love that. That's a really great scene, and I this is my first time watching in English, and I thought Tom's voice actor really did a great job. Inner monologue included. I think that was really, really well done.
Yeah. So Tom sacrifices himself to basically to save Frankie and Spandam's life, and I noted this later, but it's always surprised me how successful Iceberg ended up being after this.
Yeah, that always occurs to me. It's always in the back of my
explained.
mind.
There was no heat on him at all.
No.
Like Frankie, he's like, "Get out of here," and Iceberg, "We love you."
Yeah, they were all sad because Frankie died. Maybe I don't know, but we're getting there.
Thank you. You spoiled everything for me.
It's not a spoiler if it happens later in this episode.
I know. I'm making a joke.
So yeah, Tom sort of does the sacrifice and crushing moment for Frankie. And the judge is like, Spandam's all like, look at my face, I'm stupid. And the judge is like, shut the fuck up. I'm just going to I wish judges had the power to amend charges in real life,
Yeah.
I just do that. I want to be a judge, You're not guilty of this crime. You're guilty of that other crime. Never mind what the prosecutor says.
What jury?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the judge is a badass. He's just like, whatever, Spandam. I'm severing this, and these two guys are going to go free.
I think we're the only two people here who would actually call him a badass, but yes.
It's a bench slap.
It's a bench slap, yeah.
I'm wondering if, if the world of One Piece, the world government has Article 3.
That's good. Who knows? Now we're really getting above people's head here, I feel like.
Life tenure. I mean, that'd be awesome.
Oh, I hope you come on a couple times while you're studying for the bar ed, just so you're completely nonsensical.
And
we'll see how much I remember. Go ahead.
Tell me a lie, Tom. No, but Tom's going away. He's going down to Impel
the dungeon.
Down.
I'm sorry, Impel Down.
He actually is going to the dungeon.
It's actually more accurate in this circumstance.
So Tom needs to teach Frankie a lesson about unconditional love. He's showing him how to be a parent by, the most crushing emotional example he could possibly give him. I
think Frankie would be a pretty awesome father. Besides the fact that he's a cyborg, now obviously. Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
let's not get into that. That's a whole other.
He's got unresolved issues with his parents.
Yeah, clearly, yeah. I think he'd be a good one himself, though. Is what I say.
I assume the judge is dead because this was 10 years ago. How many years ago?
No, people don't die in One Piece.
No, I mean,
sometimes they do. With old age, I don't know.
Why doesn't the judge reoccur? Why isn't the judge come back ever? He seems like a significant character.
He's not.
He doesn't even have a name.
You're just being really, really law nerdy, and that's why you feel like that. It's not. He's not that important.
Whatever. The Marines shoot at Frankie as he charges, and a Marine actually hits him. He shoots him with a gun.
With a gun? That means he must be fine afterward.
Yeah. It seems like it hurts. Which is unusual.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
But bandages. Anyway.
Yeah. Frankie has this whole impassioned speech about wanting to be, he wants to be just like Tom, but he'll never build a ship ever again. So we can see where Frankie's arc is going. He's reclaiming his honor.
It's important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's going to honor Tom's memory in his own way. And then, as I know, as Iceberg is sort of, yelling at him, I always wondered how the people ended up loving Iceberg so much. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, you did say that, but it is true. And
then back in the present day, we get the call on the Denden Mushi as CP9 continues to, taunt Frankie with the location of, Pluton, and Usopp just sort of stands there slack-jawed the entire time. But we get the stupid coffee line from Spandam. That's good.
Yeah. I love that whole scene.
Yeah, so after that part, that's where I was really appreciating Christopher Smith as Spandam. Spandam in the current, it sounds so much more like his Joker performance than I think it did back then.
I don't know. I think I really enjoyed it for, I guess, different reasons in both. So
very sinister.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then he sort of points the sword at the camera, and that's the end of the episode. He tells Frankie who he is.
He's back. The evil guy. Yeah, so what did you think, Ed? What did you think of the episode?
It's a very hard to watch episode.
That's true.
Everything is, and it must be so much different for people who are in their first run through of the show. People who are watching this on Toonami for the first time don't have the benefit of hindsight like we do to know what sort of happens in the future with Frankie and Tom and Iceberg, and all this stuff that's sort of obvious parallels.
It's a great flashback. Yeah,
it is.
It is.
And it becomes so much better after you've seen it a couple of times and are able to recognize that stuff in it.
I get it, emotional in a very different way than I do for the other flashbacks. I get angry watching it, which is good. I think that's what's trying to evoke in you. You get frustrated and angry, and when he gets punched in the face, you get really happy for a second. And then when he gets punched again and again. All right, so I think that concludes the Toonami Recap. You ready to get into the next segment, Ed?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's do it.
This is the anime recap for episode 641, The Unknown World, the Tontata Kingdom. And even as we begin this episode, I think, holy God, even in the flashback, her breasts are like super inflated basketballs that have been glued to her chest.
It's like the one scene from last week's episode I didn't want to see again.
Yeah. Oh, man. But
they don't even look soft. They just look like they're like concrete.
Yeah, it's not pleasant.
No.
People don't like, I mean, maybe people do like that, but I don't think
people do like that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I would
prefer walking around the con this past weekend, and I saw some drawings. I'm like, whoa, those breasts are very disproportional and look silly. And then I thought they probably like the way they look.
I would prefer my women to be affected by the force of gravity. But enough about Sanji. Let's talk about
Why do I like about attractive women?
What?
Pretty faces.
Not concrete boobs. Okay, keep going.
Enough about Sanji. Let's talk about Tontatas.
Feels like a sandbag.
We have to deal with Sanji first. So, and also there's a toy guy with a house head.
Yes. Oh, I love that guy.
Yeah, and so I don't understand how giant tear whale bombs flow logically from what her power is supposed to be.
I still don't understand.
I agree with that.
Was that in the manga?
Yeah.
I do not remember seeing that.
That wasn't it.
Oh, no, I remember it well. And thinking, maybe it'll be clearer in the anime.
And then it just became weirder. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, it's a woman's tears, so it fits in.
They turn into magma whales.
They explode. It's interesting, actually, to watch this scene now with Violet, now knowing her past, but at the time it seemed kind of cheap. She was like a boring damsel in distress at that point. But I think what we've learned about her, since then, makes her, an actually interesting character. We didn't know enough about her to really be invested in her emotional trauma back then.
Right.
Didn't really care. And when they do like the psychedelic mind meld thing, from a distance it looks like they're kissing. So
it does.
Yeah. So back to the Coliseum.
Wait, we see some glimpses of what happened, but what we're about to see, which is kind of cool. Yeah.
Back to the Coliseum. Yay!
All right.
Briefly.
Yeah, briefly. But then I realized that I forgot about Moosey the cow, the bull.
Right, Moosey, because it's M-O-O. Right?
Yeah.
Moo.
Don Chinzhao also exhales through his nose like a bull, and his grandsons start to get into a little bit of a fight or conflict with the Funk brothers, and everyone just sort of has to simmer down now so we can get the get the thing started. We're gonna get Black Sea started.
I like this scene a lot.
Although it does remind me of the seeming randomness of the size of characters in One Piece. Like, you see how the different sizes of the Funk Brothers, and Sai and Boo are a little bigger than them, and Don Jinjiao is massive, and I don't get it.
And Zach, did you happen to notice that they reused the same crowd animation that I impersonated when we were watching it at your apartment?
Somehow I did not notice. I was not paying enough attention, but yes.
Well, I think I was watching at Dude's, and we were watching it in glorious 1080p on his new big ass television.
Yeah, I saw that. I watched The Jungle Book on that TV. It's nice.
Oh, that must look so pretty. I did watch JoJo on it, so
I've been watching the Stardust Crusaders anime. It's pretty good.
Wait, you were saying, Steve?
One Piece.
Yes.
Right. You were saying the crowd on the 1080p?
No, I was saying they reused that animation. Remember the one I kept replicating with my arms?
Yeah, I remember.
The yay.
You should do a Vine of that.
I should.
That's a perfect Vine.
Mm-hmm. Well, I need someone to record it.
Well, next time you're over, Steve, I will be happy to record the Vine of you making fun of the crowd and Dressrosa. Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. So, are we? What was the name of the guy with the cactus hat again? Are we sure he's not affiliated with the Miko Pirates?
Jean, was it
Jean Ongo?
Jean the Bandit. Yeah.
Jean
Ongo.
Yeah, he's not affiliated with the.
Oh man, we brought that back. Is Ongo actually in his name? I forget.
Oh, I might have made that up.
Jean the Bandit, I think. Jean the Bandit.
And Guts is just great in this entire scene. I'm very excited for Block C, even more so than I was before. And everyone does the sort of walk slowly with purpose thing as they cross the moat and get into the ring, and then we go straight into a pink color flashback with Rebecca. And again, as with Violet, the implications of Rebecca's flashbacks and the flower petal and the toy soldier.
This was nicely
so
foreshadowed.
much more satisfying in retrospect, knowing what's going to happen in the future. So
I don't think the manga foreshadowed it quite as much. If I recall, I might be wrong, but I don't remember.
Oh, and here's where I made the comment about the gravity. Rebecca's outfit makes even less sense in the anime than it does in the manga. It only works if gravity does not apply to her body.
Also,
it shouldn't even be able to, the thing shouldn't even stay on. I don't. Okay.
Also, it's not fun to look at because she's 16.
Oh, right, that.
Depending on where you live. And now we are back on Greenbit. Looking at, and also I want to comment before we get to Greenbit. Watching the toy soldier hop around Frankie's shoulders and ride him like a horse is not fitting with the imagery of the scene. There's like this pink-haired crying girl in an impossible costume, and then we see just the guy hopping around and he says "Hi ho, Frankie," and he's out of there, like hopping up on his shoulders like that. I thought that was funny. And then we see Robin back on Greenbit, and she's so engrossed by these creatures, it almost kind of looks like she just wants to hug one of them. You know? Robin doesn't do well with like super cute things. I think these things are kind of defeating her.
I think she's kind of socially awkward around them.
I think that's accurate.
But she's very mature, so I think she's one of the better characters to handle the situation.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And then they get Usopp right in the nose with the sleeping gas. You see that? Both like two things right in his nostrils. Yeah?
I thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then we see the Tontadas examining the forests of Region V.
God. This scene couldn't have looked any more perverted.
The Tontadas have no concept of human sexuality.
And even if they did, it would be impossible.
And clearly neither does Luffy.
And then Robin's face while this whole scene was going on,
Yeah,
too.
just the slight biting the lip.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Although Leo's voice is just as I imagined he would be. Anyone else see that?
Yeah, I was really hoping for a lot of high-pitched voices. It's not entirely the case. The the king has a deep voice, and I just thought it would have been hilarious if he sounded more like Papa Smurf.
Well, personally, I imagine them all sounding like Ed with the Tontata voice.
Well, and if I could point out, Cub, I forget the name of the toy, but the one toy when Cartman from South Park, when he used to have like his tea parties with all his toys.
Oh, Polly Prissy Pants.
No, not Polly Prissy Pants.
Clyde Frog?
The purple dragon looking thing.
Oh. I don't know.
He kind of talked like this, Eric. That's exactly how I would read Cub's voice.
Like that one.
Yeah.
Although he never answers whether or not he has a devil fruit power. It's interesting that they should sort of leave that hanging out there. Because he has his so-so power, but...
It's so-so.
Not that great.
Yeah. I remember them being a lot more gullible in the manga, and I'm like, oh, wait, there it is. They were stretching it out just a little bit longer, and then once I was like, I thought they were gullible, but then it hits me like, oh my god, you must be a great person because you said so. Ren Robin just can't really handle what's going on because she just can't believe that people could be this big of suckers. But that's what happens when you encounter new species, Robin. It's and then it's actually kind of significant that they set her Den Den Mushi free back to the wild. She isn't able to contact.
Seen that happen before.
Yeah, it looks so happy too. And then the other Tontata runs in saying that she is the partner of the hero. Flapper.
Don't forget about Flapper.
I do want to mention, because it's funny how me and Dude were watching this episode. Two grown men watching this, and all the scenes of the Tontata saying like, oh, why don't you try some of this food? Or, hey, we're about to have some dinner. Would you like to join us for this? And me and Dude's response was, oh my god, this is so damn cute.
Two grown men.
Steve's going to have a tea party.
With Clyde
yeah,
Frog.
Steve. Oh my god, Steve, you are the coolest. No, I thought it was adorable. I just thought like, oh man, can you only imagine if this was someone like Chopper interacting with all these guys? It's like, I think you would get a cavity. It's so damn sweet.
Yeah.
But
I thought it was adorable, and I'm looking forward to seeing the Tontatas in the anime now.
So they're so happy to hear of the hero, and Robin's like, oh my god, what did you do? that reaction from Robin is one of my favorite.
Oh god, the reaction was so subtle, but it was so great because she just squints. It's not like duh, like kind of the faces we'll see, throughout this arc, but it was just a squint, like, oh, what did you do now? It was perfect for Robin. It was just, I need an animated GIF of that.
I'm sure it will come up.
Yeah, and that's pretty much where the episode leaves off. So,
what do you guys think?
It was kind of a there wasn't much resolution to it. There was a lot of good stuff in this episode, but Luffy and Sanji stories are just sort of moving along. The Tontata stuff was the real meat of this episode for me. That was really fun. A lot of fun.
Steve? Thoughts? Additional thoughts?
Tontata stuff. Yeah. Tontata stuff really made it for me. Some good bits here and there, but I guess the Sanji and Violet stuff moved a lot more than, say, the Colosseum stuff. But we do know that the next block it's gonna take a while. So
cool. All right, why don't we get to the next segment then? You guys ready?
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so we have done a lot of pieced together questions. We've gone through a bunch of the trivia questions from the book, but now it's really time to get into this 500 trivia quiz book that Greg helped on. So, Steven, why don't we get right into it?
All right. Well, actually, before I even talk about the quiz book, I want to briefly mention it's kind of like a companion piece, I guess. Something that Greg was working on at the same time, and I don't remember how much of this he actually talked about on the podcast, but he certainly mentioned it a lot to me in person, just about how much work he was doing on this. So he has this column in VJump that he does every month that is kind of similar to his column that's on OnePiece.com, where he just goes through trivia stuff. and they put together a special. It's like kind of like a packaged in a little booklet thing. It's like a comic book style thing. It's just stapled. It's not like a fully bound thing, but it is a retrospective of One Piece where he has a piece of trivia or a note of interest on every single volume from 1 through 73. And it's sort of a tie-in to the quiz book because there's like an ad on the back for the book. And it's really interesting stuff. And if you've been a long time listener to the podcast and you remember some of these things that kind of Greg's pet theories and things that he finds really interesting, I can see a lot of them in this. And it's just really interesting stuff. So, for example, like Volume 1's thing would be the scene in the first chapter where Shanks comes and rescues Luffy, and he has like the hockey eyes, and he just glares at the sea monster, and it just kind of shrivels up and goes away. And he says, well, okay, is this the first use of hockey we've seen? And then, in Volume 2, Buggy has Luffy caught in that steel cage, and he's saying like Zoro couldn't cut him out because at this point in the story he couldn't cut steel or iron yet. So just like lots of little things where you go back and you look and it's like, oh yeah, this was different than that. Like things when Rayleigh shows up, and stuff like the similarities between the style of Arlong Park and Shabandi Park, and just tons of little things like that. It's really cool, and I know it was a huge amount of work for Greg to go through, and it is really neat. Of course, it's all in Japanese, so. I can't necessarily recommend that everyone just go out and pick up a copy, but if you're the kind of person who likes collecting the Japanese stuff, it's a really neat thing, and that is in the May issue of V Jump, and it has. Let me just check here. The front cover has Luffy and Goku for the J-Stars victory on the cover of that issue, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But the real thing I'm talking about here is the quiz book, the 500 quiz book that the V-Jump staff put together with some of Greg's help and input, and he's certainly a big part of the book. He has his own little section, but it's actually not. It's more than 500. There's 520 questions in it, and they are grouped into these large groups. There's a section for each of the 9 Straw Hats, and then in between those sections are these kind of miscellaneous groupings by various topics like minor characters and powers, creatures, different ships, the different weapons and tools, geography, legends, and then there's even an expert section at the very back. And so over the past week, I did the quiz and totaled it up. As I said before in a previous episode, like I didn't do any studying at all. So some of them were like, oh, duh, after I got the answer wrong, and I knew that I actually did know the answer.
Steven, come on, really? Oh, duh.
Yeah, it was. There were a lot of real head slappers, but some of them.
I don't think that poem was on purpose.
No.
Oda?
What?
Oda.
Oh, God.
That took me too long to get.
Yeah, it took me.
I can't believe I'm the only one who heard that.
Nice.
Oda. But some of them were actually very timely. Like there was one. They're actually separated into 3 different sort of point categories. Each question has a point total associated with it, and there are super easy ones that are worth 50,000 berries. That are all like multiple choice, and then there are medium ones that are worth 500,000 berries, and then there are hard ones that are worth 3 million berries. And one of the 3 million berries ones, which is very timely that I chose this specific week, was what is the name of Kuzan's penguin camel, which was in like last week's chapter cover. So I was like, oh, I know that one. I never would have guessed that before that chapter. So. There. In some cases, luck was on my side, but so I totaled it up, and in the back they have a little section from Greg. In fact, they reprinted. For his V-Jump column, he has like a reader trivia thing where he's like, all right, try to guess this question, and he gives them one question, and so they reprinted those, and it's pretty cool. But they listed his stats that he got from the quiz. And so there were 520 questions, and if you got them all right, the total bounty would be 557,100,000 berries. And they have a note here that said, okay, if you can get 300 million, you are very, very high level. And so Greg, out of 520 questions, Greg got 370 correct for a total bounty of 338,900,000 berries.
Jesus Christ.
And so I was like, okay, well, that's the total. I have to try to beat Greg. This is, our reputations are on the line here. And I did the quiz, and I got, out of 520, I got 330 questions right for 274,400,000. So, Greg, your crown is safe from me. Your golden chopper crown is safe from me for now. But yeah, it was really tough, and a lot of the questions I could kind of see a pattern where a lot of the questions that they got, just in order to make them good trivia questions, were like details, like how many years was this person doing this? Like how many years was Robin on the run from, the government, or how many years did Brooke spend wandering around as a spirit before he got his body back? And
enough to learn the currents of the water.
Right. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. And so there were certain categories that I did pretty good on, and certain ones that I just got my ass kicked. Like the weapons one, it was all like, okay, what's the name of like Hannibal's special weapon, or like, there was a question for every one of the swords that Zorro has had, and I got them all wrong because I guessed the wrong one on each one. Yeah, it was. So some of them I really got my ass kicked, but.
I can't even name any of them. Well, I can name like two of them, and you can name all of them and what they do and what they look like. Anyway, Stephen. Sorry.
So I figured we'll do. This isn't really a big structured thing, but I picked out a question that I liked from each one, and most of these, I think, if I recall correctly, were 500,000. So these are the medium ones. They aren't too crazy, but they were questions that I thought were interesting, or were like, oh man, I never really thought of that. And so I'm going to ask them here, and I believe we're going to put the answers at the end of the podcast, maybe after the
credits. Closing. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, and so you can, I don't know, either pause the podcast and try to figure them out, or just think about them as the rest of the podcast goes on, and then see how you do.
Please get out your pen and pencil and paper. We only accept a number 2 pencil.
Remember to fill in the bubble all the way. The Scantron is very sensitive.
This is just going to be like nightmare fuel for Ed. Sorry, Ed.
Whatever.
All right.
And put on your suit, Ed. Don't forget to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. So I picked out one question for each of the Straw Hats and each of the different sections. So I think that is 18 questions overall. So here we go. I will ask them. All right. So for Luffy, what did Luffy give Buggy when he met him in Impel Down? He gave him something. What was it?
How many people here do know the answer to this, I should say?
I do.
I know it.
I know it, but not what it's called.
Oh, yeah, he gave him... Yeah, I remember what it was.
Okay, so yeah,
okay.
don't say the answer.
Yeah, be careful here. We're going to do the answer separately, so keep it to yourselves. All right. Zorro, maybe Ed will know this one since we were just talking about this. Which sword did Zorro lose when escaping the Buster Call at Enies Lobby? So he lost one of his swords.
Yeah, that's easy.
Well, for you, Ed.
Okay, you can make it. You're gonna make all the listeners feel bad.
Should I be writing these down as I get them right?
We'll probably go through them very quickly at the end.
Yeah,
and buzz in or something. I don't know.
Okay, Nami, this is a good one. How many people did Nami drink under the table at Whiskey Peak?
Ooh. Random number game.
Yeah.
Okay.
There'll be a couple more of those.
Yeah.
All right. Usopp, what was the name of the boat Usopp built for the donut race during the Davy Back fight?
I don't know if I know that one.
Okay. This one, good luck on this one. This is a tough one. This is a groaner. All right. Post time skip for Sanji from Shabandi to Fishman Island, including during his imagination. How many times did Sanji have a nosebleed?
I was going to say, how many liters of blood did he lose? But...
Pretty close. Yeah.
That would be the follow-up for extra credit. So Chopper, when they were leaving to go on to Dressrosa, what item of food did Chopper request from Sanji for his pirate lunch, I guess? Now, Robin, when she used her Cien Fleur as wings to fly at Thriller Bark, how long was she able to use that to fly? What interval of time? Now, Frankie, where does Frankie refuel on Cola when he's in Water 7? And lastly, Brooke, what did Brooke do before he was a pirate? And I'll add that is a bit of a trick question. Not entirely, but it's harder than you might think. So that is it for the Straw Hats. And next I have the various categories. There were actually 2 categories for other characters. So these are characters who are not the Straw Hats, basically. This one, I think you guys should know this one because this has been a meme among the One Piece podcast. Who was confused for a hiking bear? And
Steve.
We've asked this question so many times at our panels.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah.
All right. And for the second character group, this is actually a tough one. I did not get this anywhere close. How many sword wounds or blade wounds did Whitebeard suffer in Marineford?
Oh my God.
Actually, Oda listed this, so it's in the text.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
you're right. I forgot about that.
from that point on, powers and moves. I think actually
categories are there?
There's 7 more of the random categories, and these are actually, I forgot to mention all the side category ones. These are all 3 million, so these are all the hard from the harder group.
I figured as much.
Yeah, I don't think I didn't choose all hard ones for the Straw Hats, but these are all the tricky ones. Which fruit model did Sengoku eat? That's very specifically. Now for creatures. At the slave auction in Shabandi, mermaids are worth 70 million berries. So how much were mermen worth? In the vehicles, this one, I think you can get this if you are a Ghibli fan. What was the name of the vehicle that Robin took to go to the sea forest when they were in Fishman Island? Now, weapons is next. This one, I totally blanked on this one. Saldeth from Impel Down, the little shrimpy guy. He has a trident. And what other use does that trident have aside from poking people? It has a useful quality to it. Geography and climate. What is the material in sea prism stone that is also present in the special clouds that everything floats on in Skypiea? This is a question I feel like Greg put this in very specifically because we talked about this one before years ago.
Was it in the title of an episode of the podcast?
It was in a title of an episode of the podcast. That's the only reason I know this answer.
Yeah, that's why I picked that one. That's a good one. Texts and legends. This is from Chapter 0. What was the name of the battle between Roger and Shiki 3 years before the pirate era?
Ooh, I actually know that. Jeez.
It is mentioned. And then the expert question. Which 2 Straw Hats did not take part in Shirahoshi's pinky swear? This was actually an SBS question where that was mentioned. And those are the questions that I picked out. We will stay tuned to the end of the episode. I will go over the answers. And
I think we should have a little bit of fun with it, with everyone here going through it. I have a system. We'll see if it works.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. But I guess what else about the book is there to say? I guess.
I don't know. I think that's about it. It was like I said, it obviously was a huge piece of work, and I can tell, again, similar to the thing with the retrospective trivia, I feel like some of these were definitely handpicked by Greg, where they were like, all right, Greg, give us your best questions, and he picked out a couple of them because like I said, certain questions I know that we talked about on the podcast, and therefore I feel like Greg had a hand in them. But yeah, it's a cool book, and all the questions have like panels from the manga that kind of show you a little bit, without giving too much of a hint to give you the answer. They sort of tell you where they're from. Some of them are even like it's like a panel with a famous line on it, and the line is blanked out, and it's like fill in the line of dialogue. And some of those are pretty tough, but some of them are also pretty easy to remember, at least for me. Like, for example, Robin's famous line during Enies Lobby, during the dramatic climax of that one was one of those, for example. But yeah, it is a cool book. It's definitely gonna go right on my shelf next to all the data books. It's the same format, looks the same. If you are obviously if you have Japanese knowledge, I think it's worth trying out and see how you do. Total up all your score.
Let us know how you do. And for everyone who came on the call-in show, let us know how you did and how much money you're worth, and then we'll send the Marines after you. So there you go. So we'll be going through the answers with the group after the end of the show, but let's round off right now. You guys ready?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This has been the unofficial One Piece podcast, episode 314 for the week of Monday, April 21st, 2014. Good show today. Wow, it felt like I ran a marathon. The amount of calls, I said it 30 times, but I'm shocked in a very good way. So thanks. We apologize to those who didn't get through. We'll definitely be doing these a few more times this year, and with more breaks, we'll probably be doing these more frequently, so do not worry. There's always a chance to call again. This is probably the longest one we're going to do. I want to see what it was like to do it a little longer, and I just realized it was more exhausting. So we'll probably keep them at an hour in the future.
Lots of good questions, though.
Yeah, really good questions.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think, as you said, we got 50 calls.
Yeah,
we weren't able to answer all of them, or nearly all of them, really. But
I think we're a fraction of them.
Yeah.
And Steven, this was your first time doing something like this.
Yeah, this was my first time on the call-in show, and it's always kind of, you sort of wonder what if someone just calls in and they have a really weird, uncomfortable question, or it's you can't tell what they're saying, or all kinds of awkward scenarios. But I think we had a really good group of questions, and it was a lot of fun, and it was a lot of fun asking you guys the trivia questions, and I hope you enjoyed listening to that as well.
Yeah, and stay tuned for the answer for those after you hear Crazy Rainbow. So let's go through. Cody, what are you up to? Is there a way people could follow you? Is there anything you want to promote?
Well, I uploaded a video or two to my YouTube channel, but I'm going to be gone for 3 months here with little access to the internet, so there's not really going to be much going on in my end.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll welcome you back when you're once you're through. So
yeah. Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, is there anything going on in your line of work?
Cons.
Very helpful.
You can find Steve at cons.
Well, It's not like that's untrue.
Just go to your local con and assume he'll be there.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, yeah, so you weren't at the con in, Missouri? So you lied? I don't know where I'm going with that.
I don't know either, so I'm just going to go, Steven, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Translatosaurus. And yeah, I don't know, I guess just looking forward to next week with the return of the manga.
Oh, yeah.
For one more week or another break.
Yeah, we'll do some cool stuff for that. I don't think we're going to do another call-in, although they are a lot of fun. It probably is a better idea to do some different stuff. Yeah, I want to ruin the specialness of the call-ins. We're probably going to do this year. We're probably going to do 4 call-ins all year, so we'll probably get a shot. One a season. We did one in January, one in April. We'll probably do one sometime over the summer and one sometime over the winter. Yeah, so look forward to that. Ed, I guess you have not. Are you going to be like posting anywhere? Are you going to exist anywhere? Or you're just going to be completely cut off from the world?
If anyone's down in Washington, D.C. by the campus of George Washington University, I will be taking my bar review class there, and you might see me around. So
say hello to Ed. Just bother the hell out of him. How's bar studying? I don't know. You're talking to me right now. No.
Yeah. It'll be like that scene when Sanji and Zoro are talking in the Post-Ennies lobby thing. It's like, ah! I'm talking in wingdings.
You can find me on Twitter at Zach_Logan, and I think I'm still doing Ask FM for some reason. You can find me there at the same name. I think that's everything. So, Ed, how could the good people out there contact us?
Well, Zach, they can contact us at OnePiecePodcast.com, Twitter.com, YouTube.com, and Facebook.com/OnePiecePodcast. One Piece Podcast is our Skype name. OnePiecePodcast@gmail.com is our email address. OnePiecePodcast.tumblr.com is updated with funny pictures sometimes. They can subscribe on the Stitcher Smart Radio app. They can also subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, or they can call us on our phone number. Zach?
That phone number is 347-497-MAJI. That phone number again is 347-497-6254. Call anytime. With your questions, comments, or theories. For those of you who left voicemails during this episode, they will be, I hope to play some of them next week. So we could do that as part of the Piece Together segment next week. So now, I think everyone now knows our phone number who was listening. So, yeah. I also want to thank the dude for coming on today, taking out his time to help answer questions with us. You can find him at Dude Exclamation. He's now, what is he, Alex Banana? Or Bananas. He also does Super Art Fight, which is a really cool thing. Check that out. That's in the DC area.
They have an upcoming event in May at the upstairs room in the Black Cat. So if you know about the Black Cat, that's the kind of place that has Super Art Fight, so check it out.
Awesome. And, of course, thanks to Jose Argumedo for coming on, making his cameo appearance. I think he's made them for, like, the last 3 call-in shows. Check out his work on the Toonami Faithful podcast. Attack on Titan just got announced for Toonami. Space Dandy's on Toonami. Wait, One Piece is on Toonami, so check out that podcast. They talk about all those shows and a lot more. It's a lot of fun, and Jose is an incredibly awesome dude who is editing our movie. So check out the movie when that's done, too. So I think that's everything for the One Piece podcast. My name is Zach.
My name is Ed.
And my name is Steve.
We'll see you next week, everyone. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
ぬくもりつきの羽をあげようシュールなだってほしい心から歌うのさ
Okay, so we need to go through the answers to the trivia that we went through earlier with Steven thought we'd have a little bit more fun with this instead of just reading answers at the end of the podcast. Why don't we have everyone who's left here? We'll go through and we'll see who wins, and we'll embarrass the hell out of ourselves. So I'm going to go. Then it's going to be Ed, Steve, and Cody. And Steven's going to read them in the same order. They're all going to be worth 1 point since they're all intermediate and expert. And as we've learned, they're kind of synonymous. There's not that much of a difference. So Steven, I'll let you. I'll go.
Okay.
You could ask me first, and I'll embarrass myself.
So the Luffy question was, what did Luffy give Buggy when he met him in Impel Down?
He gave the treasure key arm thing, and it was from Captain, and I do not remember his name. Should I know the guy's name? Is that part of it?
It's a very boring name.
Yeah,
Wasn't it? Captain
No. Wait your turn.
Sorry.
Come on. I want to be the one who gets it right first.
Do I need that to? I mean, what's the?
Yeah, so that's kind of the point.
Oh, okay, that I need to know the person. Okay, then yeah, I don't remember the name of the person. Captain Jack or something.
Oh, very close. Should I give the answer? Or are we going to?
Yeah.
Well,
okay,
are we gonna go?
Oh,
through
do you want to do that?
I thought that's what we were doing.
Okay, we could do that. No, I thought it was just each person gets one question. So, but yeah, sure, Ed, go.
It's the armband jewel thingy. It's the key to finding Captain John's treasure.
John.
Yes, Captain John.
Okay, so Steve gets the next question then.
Yep.
Okay.
That works.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I see how it's going. All right.
Yeah, I didn't understand either, apparently. Go ahead.
Zoro. Okay, which sword did Zoro lose when escaping the Buster Call at Enies Lobby?
And that's an easy one. It has to be Yubashiri.
That is correct.
The family heirloom of Ippon Matsu from Logtown.
I'm going to get my ass handed to me, I just realized. Cody gets the next question.
Okay. This is the hard one. Nami, how many people did Nami drink under the table at Whiskey Peak?
Honestly, have no clue, so I'm going to say 20.
Oh, by the way, if this goes all the way around and no one gets it, no one gets it. That should be the way.
Okay, that is not correct. So Zach.
37.
No.
In a row?
I don't know.
Oh, Ed, you just woke me up.
My turn now, I guess.
Yeah.
50.
No. You guys are getting colder.
Steve? Last guess.
23.
No, she was on her 15th when she lost.
Yeah, I was the closest.
Yeah, Cody wins.
I'll
that
give
one.
it to
That's
Cody.
the Price
He
is
still
Right
went
rules.
over.
Yeah. It's Price is Right rules, technically, yeah.
Yeah.
But,
So does that mean Cody?
Cody
goes
will
to
get
the
it.
next
I'll give
one?
it. I'll
Okay.
give it.
All right.
Oh,
Usopp.
well.
All right, Usopp. What was the name of the boat Usopp built for the donut race in the Davy Back fight?
I honestly don't remember this one at all.
All right. So is that a pass then?
Yeah, it's a pass.
All right.
The name of Usopp's boat.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember. I don't want to embarrass myself by making it.
Oh, come on.
I'll guess one. Is it the Barrel Splasher?
Ooh, it's close. That's close.
Okay.
Steve?
Barrel Dragon?
Oh, even closer. It was the Barrel Tiger.
Damn.
Barrel. I knew it had barrel in it. I was close.
Yeah.
It took me a while, then I figured out, I'm like, okay, there is barrel in there.
All right, let's give Cody
That was one of the hard ones.
That's answerable. Well, we have to go in order, but you get it.
Okay. This is another numerical Price is Right one.
Okay.
So Sanji, how many times did he have a nosebleed, whether from an actual woman or from an imaginary woman? From Shabandi to Fishman Island. Cody.
Cody is first.
10.
That is not correct.
12.
12? This is a number we might as well just get everyone's guess.
Yeah.
I guess 5.
5.
Unless someone hits it on the nose, yeah.
8.
Ooh. Well, the actual answer was 9, but since it was 8 and 10...
It's
the one who was under wins.
Yeah.
Oh, is that how it works?
Congrats, Steve. Yeah.
It's usually on the Price is Right if you go over.
Yeah, you can't go over,
All right. Okay, well, who answers in that case? Does that go back to Cody again?
Goes back to Cody again.
All right.
Cody will eventually get an easier one.
Which food did Chopper request from Sanji before they left for Dressrosa?
I'm just going to say cotton candy.
That's like a partial. I'll give it to you if no one gets the more precise answer.
Oh wow, I really don't. This is the fruit
Is there like
they
a
wanted.
flavor or something?
This is the fruit they wanted when they left. Before they left Dressrosa.
It's what Chopper asked Sanji to make for him as they were getting off on Dressrosa.
Pizza. I don't remember.
No.
Candy pizza.
Candy.
No.
Candy bento.
No, it was a cotton candwich. It's a sandwich filled with cotton candy. But you got the cotton candy right, so
Right,
we'll give Cody that one.
I'll take the next one since we've been going in circles.
All right. Yeah. How long can Robin fly with her Cien Fleur? She makes the wings out of hands in Thriller Bark.
Oh, I think it wasn't very long. I think it was like 30 seconds.
That's not correct.
I say 10 seconds.
Not correct.
I say.
What did Zach say?
30.
40.
No.
I say 5 seconds.
That is it. You got it.
Cody.
Nice one, Cody.
Cody's kicking our ass.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Zach. Where does Frankie refuel his cola in Water 7?
In water. Oh, at Blue Nose Bar.
Yeah.
Yes.
You better answer this freaking question right.
I was trying to remember what was happening. That was just on Toonami. Yeah.
It's the bar.
Just on Toonami. We make references to it all the damn time.
What are you talking about? Who is Bluno? Ed.
Okay, Ed. All right. Sure. What did Brooke do before he was a pirate?
Oh, man.
Wow.
Was he a doctor?
No.
Okay.
Steve?
I can't even guess.
Got something ridiculous then.
No, because then I won't win.
Cody. Okay, go.
Who's going?
Cody. Let Cody go. If you don't want to guess, then.
I mean, the immediate answer that comes to mind is musician, but I doubt that's right.
That is your instinct is correct. That is not the correct answer.
I'd say court jester.
Wait,
Zach?
do I have a guess? Yeah.
Yeah.
Frick. What else would he have done? Was he a captain?
Ooh, I'll give it to you. Captain of the Royal Guard in an unnamed country.
Nice one, Zach.
Yeah, I accidentally won that one. Serendipity.
Wait, so I actually go again first this time, don't I?
Yeah, now you go first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, now it gets the softball. Who was confused for a hiking bear?
Her name is Negikuma Maria.
Finally.
Yes, it is.
Someone got that question right.
All right. Okay. How many wounds did Whitebeard... This is sword or blade slashes did Whitebeard suffer during Marineford?
Steve, that's your first.
It's probably going to be another Price is Right thing here.
19.
19. All right. Cody?
47.
47. Zach?
I think 53.
And Ed?
97.
That's probably
97. Well, Ed will win that one. The answer is 267.
Wow.
None of which were on his back.
$1. If we played by Price is Right rules,
I still would have won.
No, I know. For those curious, it's a very close game. I have 2, Ed has 3, Steve has 2, and Cody has 3.
All right, good.
This one goes to Steve, right?
Yes. Which is Sengoku's fruit? And be precise.
It's human. Fuck me if I'm going to know what model it is. Statue or Buddha. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. Yeah, it's... I think in the Viz, I actually looked this up in the Viz version. They just went with model Buddha. It is the human fruit.
Okay.
They use model Buddha, but it was in Japanese. It was Daibutsu, which is like giant Buddha statues.
Was that actually said in the manga though, or in SBS?
I think it was in the
manga.
It was in an SBS.
Oh,
he didn't say it.
Yeah, I never remember him referring to his ability as devil fruit.
Yeah,
I did
So it's
remember
not-
the model, but I didn't remember the human part. I couldn't for the
Yeah,
life of
Cody,
me.
I think I was with you there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cody,
All right.
that's the next one. Yeah.
Okay, it's probably going to be another Price is Right. At the auction, mermaids are worth 70 million berries. How many berries are mermen worth?
Oh my God.
If I remember correctly, I think they were less expensive, so I'm going to say 60 million.
60 million. Okay. Zach?
Wait, did you say how much mermaids were worth? And that's
70 million.
Oh, that's why I had the number 70 million in my head. I'm going to say 67 million.
Okay. Ed?
7 million.
7 million. Steve?
Oh, you're doing the first. Steve?
What was the question?
How much are mermen worth? Mermaids are worth 70 million. How much would the mermen be worth in the human auction?
56.
Ed will win this one. The answer is 1 million.
Oh, wow. People do not.
Kind of a double standard there. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was. I remember it being a lot lower, so I thought it was like 1/10, but it was even less.
Yeah.
I didn't remember that fact, so.
Yeah, I remember it being a lot less. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess this one goes to Steve then?
I thought that was Ed. Because Ed said
No.
seven.
Well, I got
that.
the answers, so Steve gets to answer the next one.
Oh, Steve gets the next one right. What was the name of the vehicle Robin took to the sea forest?
Is that me?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. The fish bus.
Yes.
Damn it! I'm so good at this.
With the least confidence.
When you said Miyazaki, I thought, well,
Yeah.
I'll take a shot and just say fish bus.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the cat bus. It's the fish bus. All right. Weapons. So I guess this goes to Cody now. What other use does Saldeth's trident have?
I don't remember it having any use.
Does it create fire?
No.
No. Yeah. It has Zoro's voice? No, I'm sorry.
Does it unlock the chamber of the Blugori?
Steve?
I'm guessing these are all wrong.
Other than poking, doesn't it like melt or get really hot?
No, I'll give it to Ed. It's a flute that controls the blueberries.
Oh, right.
Oh,
I forgot about that.
why did I forget that?
I knew that.
Because I remember like which of the characters, like which of the people that he controls.
All right,
Yeah,
I think I messed that up with the trident that Eneru made. That was really hot.
That thing was awesome.
Ed, if you keep getting them, the question will never get to me.
The next one's well, you might get the
Next
one.
one's Steve.
Yeah.
This one's Steve, yeah. What is the material in sea prism stone that is also present in the sky clouds, or the sea clouds, I should say?
I know this one.
Yeah, I know this one.
Watch as I get it wrong.
I honestly don't have an answer for this. Similar. It can't be actual seawater.
No, it's a name.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, Cody?
I don't know either.
Zach?
Pyrobloin.
That is correct.
What was the episode title?
Pyrobloin Hazard. Probably one of our least listened to. No, I think it did okay. Greg came on and he talked about trying to. There was a question on his quiz to get into Hokotate.
Into Hokotate, yeah. And he couldn't. And the answer, it was killing him that he couldn't remember it. All right.
And now that is a fact that has to be stuck in my head forever. Ed gets the first one here.
All right. What was the name of the battle between Roger and Shiki?
Oh, I should know that.
You should know it.
The Battle of Deepwater.
No, although I like where you're going with it.
Steve.
Wait, which one was this again?
The battle between Roger and Shiki.
Oh, God. Battle with the old people.
I would say a no on that one.
Cody?
High pass.
Zach?
I thought it was called the Ed War or something.
That is correct.
Yeah.
The Battle of Ed War.
Ed or N?
Like Ed, EDD, right?
Ed, yeah, that's how I spelled it, EDD. Ed War. And the last, this is the expert question.
Ed
Which
gets
two,
first shot.
which two Straw Hats did not take part in Shirahoshi's pinky swear?
2?
Yes, 2 of them.
Yeah.
Robin and Frankie.
That is not correct.
Damn.
Am I next?
Yeah.
Zorro and Frankie.
That is correct.
Yes. Because
Okay,
I remember Greg pointing that out.
So that's the last question, Stephen?
Yep, that is
because
it.
we have a tie.
Oh
boy.
It's between Ed and Steve. Actually, a really close game. I had 4 and Cody had 3, but Ed and Steve had 5. So I think you need
Sudden
to find a tiebreaker. Yeah, sudden death.
Oh, I have to find a new one.
Now, what you should do,
decide.
you got to ask both of them a question. So I think we need 2 questions.
I know. Just pick one with a number answer, and whoever's closest gets it.
Perfect. I think that's actually
Okay.
yeah. And we're doing Price is Right rules, but none of that cheap stuff.
Okay.
If you know what I mean, if you've watched Price is Right.
250.5.
Exactly. None of that.
Okay, let me see. Let me try to find a good.
And I should do. I'll do a pick a number from 1 to 10, Steve. So who goes first here? Who gets first?
7.
Oh, you got it exactly. Okay, Steve goes. Who goes first?
Why you gotta be predictable, Zach?
Because it's me.
All right, let's see.
What would you have said, Ed? You would have said 7. Does everyone say 7? Is that the number everyone thinks of?
When somebody says a random number, most people's instinct is to say 7.
Why? It's a cool number, I guess.
All right, here's a good one for guessing. So after the time skip, when Chopper is in his little cutesy form, how many centimeters tall is he?
Oh my God. Steve, you get first. How many centimeters?
I'm not good with my metric system.
None of us here are.
What's the conversion of centimeters and, let's say, inches?
Cody, do you know that?
A yard is about
a meter?
A meter, which is about 3 feet.
What was the question?
A meter is a little longer than 3 feet.
Well,
An inch is 2.54 centimeters.
Okay.
So get your ruler out.
How tall is Chopper? I'd say.
Wait, can we do it that if they could say it in the English system and I could convert it for them? So at least that'll make it a little more fair.
That would make it easier
the
on
American system, not the English system.
The Americans.
Are we okay with that, Stephen?
Sure.
Okay, so do American and I'll convert it for you, Steve. See, now I'm being nice to you, Steve. It's to pay back for me being a dick.
All right. I'm going to say he's about. I'll go with 1.75 feet.
That is very specific, and that equals.
That would be 1 foot 12 inches.
0.53. So that's 53 centimeters. 533 centimeters. Is that right?
No.
That would be 5 meters tall.
Oh wait, I could.
Do you even metric?
Maybe in Monster Shop.
So Steve said 53.34 centimeters.
I say 88 centimeters.
Okay, so he's just going to give a nice round number.
Wow. All right. Well, Ed smoked you by a mile, Steve. The answer is 90 centimeters.
Oh wow!
Whoa, Ed wins.
I was thinking he was got to be close to 3 feet tall. Anything less than that seemed really tiny to me.
I know that.
90 centimeters is like 2 foot 15. Or wait, how many inches?
12 inches in a
12,
foot.
So 2 foot 11 and a half or so. So
got it.
Well, you know what? This ruler I was using as a reference is longer than 12 inches.
Is that the one you keep in the bathroom?
Blame it on the tools.
The one I keep in the bathroom? No, I use Currix to measure.
Okay, really, really good game, guys. Congratulations, Ed. You are the One Piece champion for today.
Which is fitting for me on my last day on the podcast.
Oh, I forgot about that.
When you leave, you're supposed to put somebody over.
I'm certain we mentioned it in the opening, but I'll be back. I will be back for appearances, but I'm going to be pretty much gone until like midway through August.
Otakon-ish.
Yeah, around then actually. Yeah. We've taken the bar exam, so Pity me.
Well, Ed, I've been down that road, and it's terrible and awful. I'm not going to lie, but you are going to get through it and kick ass. And good luck.
Thank you very much, man.
Good luck. You're going to be in a very different world from us, and it's going to suck. But good luck. All right, I think we're done.
That was the longest post-credits segment we've ever done by...
That's not true. We did the Scanlation recap once.
Oh, God. That's right.
Yeah, that was... All right, well, goodbye, guys.
Okay, yeah.